Yo, man. The final word, another Tuesday, man. Getting ready for the season. How's everybody?
Well, with 2 L's, man. You know, that's how we do it, baby. Hey.
Good, yeah, man. Yeah. And you know, I got my boy Big Game James friend.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna be talking about him today.
Like that's the name now because they running. I just seen somewhere they running with it everywhere now, dog. Like that's just a staple. You might as well just go ahead and call it.
Yeah,
the Vanilla Gorilla.
And you know they gonna say as soon as he get like a sack or something, the Vanilla. He gonna hear on national TV. You know where you heard it over here though. Heard it over here with these final word guys. We were saying Vanilla Gorillas.
Yeah. Hey. With a name like that, you gotta turn up too. That's pressure.
You gotta turn up.
You got to.
Yeah, that's just
and with the look like that, look at that gorilla. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at him. He gotta turn up. He look like he about to turn up. He look mad. He like he about to sack a quarterback.
Yeah, that look like a killer in his eyes, right?
It is.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Dallas better get some of that.
And I was watching John, especially versus Bama. Mm-hmm. And he was about 50-50, right? He won some, he got demolished on the other half.
Yeah.
Just
but you see how you saw how they lined up though. That he was the anchor. You know,
right.
3-4 defense.
Yeah.
He didn't have a Wyatt next to him. He
right.
didn't have an edge rusher or nobody. You know,
right. That's what I was thinking. That's why I brought that up because
my bad.
No, that's we talking about it now, and it's good, you know.
Hey,
but
man.
Yeah, we talking about
700-pound double teams. 700-pound double teams will break that back.
Right.
When you get deep in that game.
Yeah.
Let's go break that back, baby. That's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. So that might have been an error on my analysis. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. You know?
Right.
I ain't lying to kick it. You know, it's just. I think you said that, Law. I think you was the one.
Yeah, I had said something about him. You said, yeah, he do get walked back now.
Yeah. But to your point and the OC, first that's Bama. Second, that's 700 pounds of Bama. Third, right. To your point, he pretty much was by himself and a focal point. So that gave me hope when you broke that down. For real.
I saw even the Ole Miss, man. They line up. What? You ever looked at the guys' bodies that was on their front? They were small.
Yeah, you talking about beside the white gorilla?
No. I'm talking about Ole Miss now. That front. You ever paid attention to that front? The 3-4 that they ran?
I don't think I did, big dog.
I was like, man.
Just keeping it 100. I don't remember. You know how it is. After the draft, you memorize a lot and get rid of it.
Right.
So yeah,
man. Run it up, baby.
I've been really in the field, let her rush,
right.
let her feel lately. I just wanna
run it up.
You really adopted the dog. I have to take it to a meal lately. I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
Come on.
Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Yeah, man.
Count that too.
Your boy Big and Boss going at it today.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
I got that drop.
Yes, sir.
I got your drop for you, Boss.
What you got?
Cowboy.
You could do it.
Ain't coming my way. Ain't coming my way. Ain't coming my way.
Oh, that boy ready to fight. No, I ain't heard. Oh, let me turn it down, big dog, so I can hear your drop.
It is right here. You said you Thano.
You could not live with your own failure.
Ooh.
Hey, and they all came back to fight Thanos. He said, your failure brought you back to me. Ooh. Come on, Eagles.
I am inevitable.
Come on, Washington. Come
Let
on,
me see. You
Giants.
say Thanos?
You could not live with your own failure.
That was Thanos. I'm pushing too many buttons over here, man. Come on now. All right.
Let's go.
All right, man. Let's kick it off. All right. Before we start this fight, Big, I know you ready to fight your boy. I ain't ready to fight yet. You know what I'm saying? Let's be nice.
We'll be nice.
See, I got the
6 punches.
Yeah. So,
see. All
see,
right. See,
yeah.
look,
So
I ain't got the time face, but how about this?
Hey, throw those punches again,
that?
man.
Oh, you
Throw
want to see
those
that?
punches again. You got a black glove. You got a okay. I see. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. So somebody make a point.
All right.
All right.
I'm glad
All
my
right,
You about
face
to get a
got
bunch
down
of
there.
those. You about to get a bunch of those then.
Oh, I'm finna get a bunch of right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Don't
you
smell
about to
yourself,
lose.
big dog.
Dog, you about to lose.
Hey, we go first start off on the same team on this though, for real. We go be
All
all
right.
together on this for sure. We go kick it
Okay.
off with this. It's a lot of blasphemy going around. That's ridiculous. It's like literally, I would say insulting. Can I just say it's just flat out insulting how they doing us right now?
Right.
Like literally, they say Dallas Cowboys rookie Damon Clark named worst pick in the NFL draft. Now that is the stupidest thing I've heard. Almost probably. I'm trying to think of when I heard something so dumb. So I want to first get y'all thoughts on that before we kind of get into, because that's something that lit my Twitter up. When I posted it on Twitter, my Twitter lit up. You know what I'm saying? Not comparison to y'all, but comparison to me. People really registering to this. So I want us to talk about it because I think the people go register with this. Obviously, we always start with you, Big. So what's your thoughts, dog?
That's kind of crazy. And I mean, even I think it's crazy because me and you talk, boss.
Yeah.
You were like, get him now. And I was like, I don't know. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Me and you, we were doing that live. So,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like I didn't like the player or the talent. Loved the player, loved the talent. Love what he did in the Senior Bowl. Love what he did his senior season, his last season at LSU. Over 120-something tackles. I mean, the kid was nice. But like I said, boss, when you hear neck, spinal fusion, anything like that. Now, it was really more of a herniated disc when I looked and delved into it deeper. It was more of a herniated disc that they saw and found, and I listened to some other people and read some other things. So it made me feel better than when you hear somebody's like neck surgery with spinal fusion, like something was really bad. So it got really more hyped up more than anything, I feel like, with the injury. But to sit there and say that was the worst pick in the draft, dog, you've seen his talent. That's a 5th round pick. A lot of 5th rounders don't even make the team. So if you said that as a 1st rounder,
Right.
then you could sit there and say something that crazy. But a 5th rounder, how many 5th rounders don't make teams? So stop that. If it goes all the way right, it's the biggest steal of the draft.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's flat out crazy when someone tried to grade a draft or give their analysis of the draft before they put on the cleats and the helmet. From what I understood is that he went to have cleanup surgery basically after everything. They found this bulging disc or herniated disc, and they wanted to clean it up. And all we know that during the season, no one in the SEC had more tackles than him out of that position. He had 78 solo tackles. That's not easy to come by. And 5.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and on top of that, an INT and 15 tackles for losses. Excuse me, that is a value pick with the 5th round. Come on, Cowboy Nation and everybody that's listening. I know that sensationalism is really a good thing. It makes clicks and views and everything else go good. Because now it's still in the lying season. You still lying to get clicks. You still lying to get views. You still lying and creating sensationalism.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Before this young brother can put on cleats and a helmet, you saying that this was the worst pick in life. Come on. This is not right by him. And when you listen to the way he talked, he's a God-fearing man. Yeah. And also he talked about, hey, if it was up to me, I can put on the cleats and the helmet today and play. Right. So I really believe that this kid got hard. I hope that the Cowboys just still look at this and don't rush him out there and say, okay, let's go ahead and play. No. Take your time with him. He's 6'3", 245 pounds. He ran a 4.5. And on top of that, this is a good value pick. This is the number one thing that people must do. Capital MUST. Do not look at these players as isolated individuals, but look at them as a collective. He's coming in with a team, with a purpose, with Dan Quinn, who will be able to elevate said player. Just like when you think of Parsons, don't look at Parsons last season as an individual, but a collective. If we wanted to, Parsons could have had 23 to 24 sacks. But as a part-time sack guy, he got you some last year. So just look at this that way. The Cowboys went from the 30th ranked defense down to the 12th. Don't have me to start talking about defense, baby, because defense, I can go all day. Listen to my 3, 2, 1,
drop it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills drop it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to
So whoever wrote the article, I'm still not done yet, though. But God,
you got something else? You got something?
I just want to hit that button.
Oh,
shame.
Yeah, that's a shame, bro. It's pathetic.
So Damon Clark is runner-up Buckers Award winner, and this guy was all over the field for the LSU Tigers in a very tough SEC. Some people call it the JV of the NFL. If you can be a successful / dominant player there, he was. I don't understand where this is coming from. This is a bunch of malarkey. This is nonsense. This is silly. If he didn't have a neck injury, he would have probably been a second-round pick, in my opinion, mid-second round, bottom of the second, worst-case scenario. He's a tremendous value pick, and I'll just keep it brief, man. That's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, and I'll say this. The sad thing is this. When you see articles like this is all about clickbait. And it's really sad to where you cannot trust any more well-branded media. It was a time when you would see a certain logo, and it would also mean that credibility went with that, and they stood on what they said. It's now all about playing to the hate mob that hates the Dallas Cowboys. And the saddest thing is it's not always just on the outside. You sometimes get this from the local guys. Our own local media play this game. So it's just sad to where they look for controversy with the Dallas Cowboys because they're truly placating to the hate crowd and the hate mob that just hate us and envy us. So it's sad that you gotta take good guys like Damon Clark, who worked his whole life and literally stained his name, like you said, Law, before he even hit the field. It's just sad to see.
Right. And he don't have a chance to clear his name until the year of 2023. That's the craziest part about it. So even if somehow he do get rushed out there and midway through this season and get out there and make some few plays, it may not be up to par to what people are expecting, and they're going to remember that article.
Right.
And they're going to say, hey, that article was right. That article was right. And this dude was a 5th-round draft pick. I get it, right? If somebody wanted to look at it like if he was the 2nd-round draft pick, like it was like with Jalen Smith, or if it was like Randy Gregory with the 2nd round, and that's a higher draft pick, and you're looking at the opportunities, and you say, man, come on, Cowboys, why are you taking the risk? But I don't think there's a soul that represents silver and blue will get mad if the Cowboys decided to pick Jalen Smith or Randy Gregory in the 5th round.
No.
It would be a soul. to those type of words. It's egregious, it's distasteful, and it's disrespectful. So, hey, and I'm keeping that same energy. If I see said person in real life, I'm saying the same thing. There's no muffle to my mouth. And I'm telling you guys, that's real talk. Just like when, look, I kid you guys not. When Stephen A was talking all of that nonsense and that particular, what was it, UFC fight? And they said, hold on, you don't take that clown boy talk over here. This is real stuff. This is real stuff talking right now. You don't see no weakness in my voice. I'm telling you guys the way it is. Don't be talking bad about people that representing the silver and blue and not giving them a chance before they put on the cleats. Time out for all of that bullshit.
Bullshit. Oh my Lord. Oh man. So let me check the chat, man, real quick. See what they talk about. But man, that boy. All right. Now let's go to what we here for, cause I just want to start that because I want to address that for the Twitter people. But also, Big, you said that you had some. You said we had the debate. This is real. This ain't fake. We don't do this for television. This is real.
Right.
So I even put a screenshot of our conversation right there, and we was going back and forth. My boy say, I don't agree, big dog. We go debate tomorrow. And I said this on Twitter. We all been in the situation where you was having an argument with somebody, and they just cut you off and said, all right, man, we gonna have to fight about this after school. And then everybody had to stop talking because you knew, all right, no more talking. You got to fight now. So what's on your mind, big dog? What we finna debate? Let's get this going.
Yeah, let's get this debate going, man. We're gonna talk about Jake Ferguson because I've been over there listening to your channel over there, and I've been listening to your little breakdowns over there.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
I said, okay, I remember when you had Jake Ferguson as like your fifth tight end. So let me see what the boss is saying about Jake Ferguson. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm about to make my own tape, and then I'm like, hold up, dog. You've been getting on Dalton Schultz, bro. You've been saying, why are we getting Dalton Schultz? Why are we bringing back Dalton Schultz? Paying him $10 million. He ain't nothing but a turn and catch guy. That's all he's doing. I'm looking at Jake Ferguson. He ain't turn or catch guy. He got good hands guy, but he's not better blocker guy than Dalton Schultz. And I'm not even saying Dalton Schultz is a good blocker, but what I'm saying, you said he's a better blocker than Dalton Schultz, and I'm saying, no, that's not what the tape said. And you said, well, I showed you them pancakes in them Penn State game. I saw a couple, but I saw him struggling too in that game, blocking. And if you went to my Michigan tape, he was getting all kind of messed up in that game. And I'm not saying he don't have the 1-2, but he's not consistent enough. So we ain't putting no Jake Ferguson in line on 12 personnel thinking he's going to be the blocker, dog. No, sir. And I don't see where you saying he's a better blocker than Dalton Schultz right now because he's got a lot of work on. And there's a lot of publications not just saying that because, we don't go on what everybody say. But when the majority is saying the same thing and then you see it, I don't think so, big dog.
Okay, so it's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly
I
that
wasn't
he
even
drunk
trying to
too
hit
hard.
that button because it
Thank
wasn't
you.
time for it yet.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So
Got him shook.
now listen, please. Man, hold on, big dog. So first of all, I didn't even want to fight you today because you my homie, dog. So I'm even make this a 2-screener for just 1 second for me and you to fight this out. So this is
no, take your time, boss. Take your time. Don't rush.
Take my time. Hold on real quick. I like this.
Go ahead, hype him up, OC. It's okay.
Hold on real quick. Yo, I got something for this
time.
boy.
Hold on. Before you scrap though, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna wait because see, big game. You gonna appreciate me at the end, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
And before I get started, let me put on my clear views. All right. So Arnold, let me ask you a question because you've been deep into the draft, right? So you know this guy? He was drafted in the 2nd round, right? And I checked out your tape. So my first question to you as we kind of fight this out is what year was the tape of you watching for Michigan?
2020.
Okay. So you was watching 2020. The tape that I have is from what year?
This past season.
2021. All right. So my question is, can people improve from one year to the next?
Yes, they can. But here, I'm gonna counter that because they can improve. But even in that game where you saying, I think it was Arnold Idabike that he was going against, he had one, and I saw where you were talking about he pancaked him. He had him. He drove him a little bit. That one where he knocked him down, he was already kind of falling. He wasn't just whooping him up in that game. And he has a problem with guys that, especially if they're a little heavier than him, he has good technique, but he doesn't have the strong enough base to hold on to those blocks, and he gets pushed back, and those D ends and stronger and bigger linebackers push through him. And that's been shown even this past season.
All right, we go turn on the tape. All right, so we go show and we go see if it was a little bit. This is the first play of the game. All right, no, this ain't the play. Hold on, is it? Is this the play, man? You better have your
it
tape
might
together.
be.
No, that's him catching.
No, that's
No, here we go. This
That's
one.
that's his
No,
best
that's the
attribute.
pass. Oh, here we go. All right.
Okay.
So this is him versus.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah. This is not a little bit in terms of domination. That is a lot of bit.
The running back ran
Yeah,
into
get
him
in
too.
the way.
Wait.
Did the running
Get
back
in the
get in
way.
there? Rewind it.
All right.
Rewind it.
I'll take
Go.
that one though, Big.
I would take that all day long, bruh.
Okay, I'm not saying, but watch the running back too. Just watch the running back. Look at the running back.
Zeke,
Was
go
the
get
running
Zeke.
back
All right,
running
we gonna
to
look
him
at
too?
another angle. We gonna see it from another
Did the running
angle too.
ball-
End zone view.
Did the running back run through him too? Okay, let's watch.
Now the running back did help the momentum. I'm not gonna lie to kick it, no doubt. Right? Somebody, you know,
he was running hard. Watch.
yeah.
You saw that drive
See?
right there?
Say, man.
You saw them
Man,
legs? Hey, James, you see those
it
legs
was a
still
good block.
moving?
Oh, come on, dog. All right.
He
That
had-
was a
he
good
had
block.
hands into the
But I
inside.
see what you're doing. Law,
No, I want to see the one where he whiffed, though. I really want to see the one where he whiffed, though. Keep
Oh, he
going,
got
keep
some
going.
whiffs.
Don't show me one. Don't show me one.
Listen, I got a
You
lot,
could
bro.
go to my tape.
I
You
got a
could show some
lot.
whiffs.
But why we gonna go to
whiffs some
2020, bro? That's like going. That's like going
But
to.
hold up.
Okay.
Hold
That's
up,
like,
boss.
that's like seeing
Even
2020
if
players
you
still
look-
tape.
Okay. Even if you listen to a lot of when they came out in his draft profile, they were still saying those same things, that he was having those same issues from 2020. He doesn't have the consistent base where if he engages in somebody, they can drive him back into the offensive line, they can drive him back into the quarterback. He doesn't have the consistent base and gets holding down defensive ends. And we saw it with Dalton Schultz. If you're playing 12 personnel, you're going to have to hit them linebackers in. You're going to have to hit them ends. He doesn't have it where he's going to be able to hold those guys. He gets pushed back into the pile, and he whiffs where he'll lunge before he looks, and they'll just swim him, move him out the way, come up underneath him, drive him back. They've done it.
Yeah, and I've seen him whiff. But this is the issue. I have seen him also finish very well. Very well. And I'm not calling him a perfect blocker, but I'm definitely saying he is way better than what Schultz was coming into the league. No doubt in my mind. All right. And I want to transfer this to the OC because I ain't gonna fake like I'm just some super well-versed offensive line guru like my boy is. All right. So I'm gonna transfer it to you, OC, and I just want you to say what you see, and then I'm gonna go behind you. Big go behind you, and then we go finish this debate. All right, hold on real quick. Let me set you up.
All right.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right, so we already showed the first play. All right, we gonna let it run. These are a bunch of his running plays. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, and boss, I'm gonna go beyond your tape because I watch more tape than this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say what I see, right? And then I mean, hey, yeah, he cleans up a guy, getting the inside shoulder. Good job by him on that, right? And you see him he's in line now. All right, so he's in line. Now the defensive end shifts down. He's on a linebacker, okay? And so that's really good, right? He finishes in terms of holding his and just trying to drive his feet. He's trying to finish. All right. So good job by him there. All right.
Oh, good. Second level, he reached.
All right. So
right there.
So again, driving his feet, but he doesn't roll his hips, but he creates movement, right? He creates movement going north and south, right? Which is showing some strength in his body. All right, let's look at this.
Was that a plus or a minus on that last one?
Yeah. Was that a
I'm
plus
giving
or
him a
been
plus.
a minus, right?
I'm giving him a plus because of the upfield movement. This man didn't make the tackle, right? He
Let's
blew
rewind
him
it.
2-3
Let's
yards
rewind
back
it.
off the ball.
Let's rewind it.
I thought his shoulder turn, boss.
Yeah,
He got past him.
Hold on.
yeah. Here we go. Same
So
play.
he's on the right side, correct?
Left side.
Left side.
Left side.
Left
Inline
side,
on this
okay.
one.
All right, left side. I'm sorry. Here we go. Because I'm driving as I do this. Okay, that's a minus.
That's a minus, yep.
That's a minus. My bad. Yeah, that's a minus because this man beats him inside. He doesn't cut him off and meet force with
He
force.
didn't meet.
and keep him
I think you're
from-
still seeing the wrong person, OC, because he didn't beat
No,
him
you
inside.
said he's on the left, right? He was
Yeah,
on the
he's
left on that
in
last
line right beside the guard. He's not. He's 84,
next to the
not
right-
82.
So he's next to the right tackle or the left tackle?
He's next to the left tackle.
tackle.
Okay, so if he's right next to the left tackle, then what I'm seeing here is a dude get beat inside. I see the tight end get beat inside.
See,
I
Go
saw
ahead,
it.
run it. Okay, well he gets beat. He cuts him off. My bad. He cuts him off, and the guy runs around. So he does a good job on that. That's my bad. Okay, yeah. So he cuts him off, and the guy tries to run around the block. It's a zone going to the right, and the guy runs around his outside shoulder. So that one will be a plus because he cut his man off. He did what he was supposed to do. He cut him off.
Next play.
Yep. All right, help me identify him, boss, because I am driving, looking on the small
Okay.
screen.
So
well, we can
he's
wait, though. I don't want him
he's
to get
slightly
left.
offline, right? 84, right next to 17, the defensive end. That's a non-tech.
Yep.
You see it?
All right, got it.
All right.
Yeah, I got it. All right, he does his job, man. He does his job.
Okay.
That's a plus.
Next play. He don't drive
Double
his
team with the
feet.
tackle.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a stalemate. Yeah, I mean it's a stalemate. I mean that one I call that one even. It's neutral. It's not a plus or a minus, right?
Yeah.
It's a play.
And that's what I kept seeing on him. He was inconsistent in terms of driving his feet fundamentally. When he does, he finishes guys. Next play.
So go ahead. All right, so that was a hinge block, right? He steps inside, he bounces out to block the outside rusher. Called a hinge block, and that's fine. I mean, he does his job. You want to see him keep his feet and be more physical and finish, but he does his job. 84, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that play, I believe
He almost gave
he
up
got
a
beat
sack.
inside bad. Yeah,
Okay.
he got beat inside bad on that. And really, he got beat inside there just because if you have that, if it's based on this formation, which is really kind of like a staggered overload to the left. He has to step inside. He has to have awareness that he can get beat to the inside. He doesn't have awareness, and he gets beat on that play.
Minus.
All right, so he's on the right hand side next to the right tackle. All right, and I mean, again, he's a cutoff blocker, right? He's just cutting off to be sure that defensive end doesn't crash the B gap and make the play. So, and here's the thing on this, guys. I watched a good amount of tape on him. Cut off again. So you can cut the tape off. So look, let me just go ahead and tell you, all right? Because we've seen enough, and it's consistent enough for me to tell you what I think about him, and I've seen much more tape than this, all right? So at the end of the day, is he a more willing physical blocker than Dalton Schultz? For sure, because of the nature of the run program that he came from. Is he the absolute answer in terms of being a tight end blocker for the Cowboys coming in day one? No, he's not. I think he has to get stronger. I think he has to play with more leverage. I think that when he plays against bigger, more powerful players, that he can be a lot. I think
It would go out when it would go out when he's saying my points. It would go out when he's agreeing with.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it comes in when he agreed everything I just said. Everything you just said, I feel you, OC. Everything I said, you said it, and it went out. We didn't hear you.
Hey,
Man.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, this is what I want, though, right quick. I'm looking at concept. There's no way when you see the 12 personnel look that they are staying those quarters defense. They're going to get up out of those packages. Even if he can't block to the point that we all wanting, I'm quite sure that his demand of the way he present himself in that 12 look, I think that they're going to get out of that quarters defense. Do you think that they would still stay in pass pro defense?
Well, I remember Mike McCarthy was saying that they go try to use him inline and outline based on what he put on film. And I actually don't think me and Big having that big of a difference of a debate. We supposed to be having this drag out fight, but it's really not.
We feeling each other.
Yeah, because it's one of I'm gonna say it like this. You can see from my video I was critiquing him. You know what I'm saying? So we both saying he got some work to do. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, boss, this is what I'm saying. When we talk about him, because when I listened to your video and I was agreeing with what you said, like this reason why I was picking Jake Ferguson, I didn't talk about Jake Ferguson no more when I heard when I seen he ran the 4.8.
Yeah.
When he dropped to the 4.7, I said, we'll see. But I said he's the type of tight end. I didn't look who I wanted to draft. You feel me, boss? I told you who I wanted. I said, let's draft how they want, right? That's what we talked about. So he's the type of player that they're going to draft, especially when we looked in that third round when we were talking live, and I felt like they're going to target a tight end in the third.
Right.
Well, Greg Dulash, I think that's his name, from UCLA, was taken, right?
Yeah.
Jelani Woods, taken. Cade Otton, taken. So when you look at where they were going to draft in that fourth, it was like, this is the best time to do it because we probably won't get the tight end we want. And he fits our mold, so let's go ahead and get him now. So it was a smart move to do it. So I don't dislike the pick because I picked him a couple of my drafts. But when I sit there and look at him and I see Dalton Schultz signed to the 1-year deal, how do I say how much more different is he than Dalton Schultz? Because if Dalton Schultz leave, he's the same type of player to me. He's an average athlete. He has really good hands. I think Dalton Schultz got good hands. I think he's savvy in his receiver route. I think Dalton Schultz is pretty good in his receiver routes. And when I look at their blocking, Dalton Schultz has a problem with power. Maybe he has more want to, but nobody was talking about Dalton Schultz. Everybody was talking about Blake Jarwin at the beginning of the year with his blocking issues when Dallas was winning. When all of a sudden Dallas started losing, then everybody started talking about Dalton Schultz sucks at blocking.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the key difference, big dog. And this is where I got to go ahead and win this debate, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't want it.
No, I'm serious, bro. This is where I got to.
Don't you hate when Boss Cowboy declares himself the winner?
Can you get out my fight, please? Can you get out my fight? Can you get out my fight, please? Can you shoot? Can you shoot, please? Oh, see, man, stop instigating, dog. I'm over here trying to have a fair fight with the homie, and you over here. But this is where I'm getting ready to win this. This is the difference between Schultz and Ferguson. You ready?
Ready.
$10 million.
He punch you. It ran right in the jaw.
I'm trying to figure out the
$10 million. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. See, I think some people misunderstanding what I'm saying sometimes. So when it comes to Dalton Schultz, he does his job well. But, I know the perfect way to explain it. I'm going to say it best when I say it like this. Everybody listen to me. I was having a I had an employee one time, and he was trying to negotiate with me to try to get more money, right? And he was saying, man, I am worth more than $20 an hour. You not paying me enough. And I said, you know what? You right. You are worth way more than $20 an hour. But the problem is your job is not. And so the job that Dalton Schultz is doing, being a dump off king, is not worth $10 million. That is the issue. I'm saying right now, Dalton Schultz is a better receiving even tight end than Ferguson. But I think by year 3, I don't think we would even close to need Dalton Schultz. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying
when you draft
is,
Ferguson,
this Jake Ferguson is going to be this top tier tight end more than he's going to be more than a turnaround, catch the ball type tight end with the Cowboys system. He's not going to be that.
Oh, that's what every one of them are.
Okay, so that's what I mean. So when I said you were getting on Schultz, we can't get super excited about Jake Ferguson because he's the same type player.
But $10 million less.
Right. But I'm saying he's the cheap version, but you like getting on him. But okay, I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
We're going with the cheaper. Right. Dalton Schultz.
That's it. That's all I'm saying, dog.
Okay.
So I'm just saying if that's why I was saying I wanted us to go with Hayden Hurst and OJ Howard. We could have got 2 tight ends and still we would have saved $4 million because both of them was $3 million. And that's not even their potential cap hit. Their cap hit is likely less than that. You know what I'm saying? The total contract on the average per year was 3 per year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really not knocking Schultz. I'm just knocking the job, how the Cowboys use him. If you go pay somebody $10 million, a top 5.
Make them dynamic.
Right. I want to see Waller. Yeah, I want to see.
Right.
I want to see.
Get super dynamic with the offense to show he's worth that $10 million. But you know what else, boss? On the tight end tip, if it frustrates me with I see the conservative style again, and we always want to stay in the mode of this certain tight end. I wish they would finally want to break from it because, like I said, I don't care. I looked at Dalton. They were talking about Chickazim's arms were short. I looked at Jake Ferguson. They have the same length arms.
Right.
I think their hands are almost the same. It's just the fact that he's 6'2.5". He's 238. He's 6'5", 250. They go on the measurables and the mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got a guy who's speedy. If you're already saying, well, we like Dalton Schultz and he's our guy, then why don't you put this speedy dude in here? You already got McKeon, right?
Right.
So why not take this gamble on this fast guy? He's available for you. You had Isaiah Likely. He ran the same type of thing, and I think he's a little more wiggled than Jake Ferguson, right?
No doubt.
Them two were both available, and you didn't touch them because you didn't want to break that mold, and I feel like you didn't want to jump out there and gamble or do anything else. And once again, when you had your guy in the 3rd round, if you wanted to get that tight end, you had an extra pick if you wanted to jump up there and get Woods. But once again, that's where that conservative style comes, and they kind of let that board fail the way it did. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't hate Jake Ferguson, but I just feel like, you know what, you could have got a guy out there with some wiggle. And you really could. It wouldn't have killed you in that 4th round if you went with speed because you already got a guy and you got McKeon. Those are 2 of the same people. McKeon's only in his, 2nd or 3rd year?
Nah. You ain't telling no lies,
what they doing is you got to look at the bigger picture. And they already leaked some of that information out. They got a guy that's 6'4" who runs a 4.3, and his name is Simi Fihoko. That's what they're gonna use as their hybrid.
I hope, bro.
That's what they said.
We'll see.
And he's 232 pounds. I'm just saying. Now when I looked at the Stanford tape, I didn't see Simi blocking. I didn't see him blocking. So that's the area of the unknown. I don't know if he can block, but they mentioned that they want to utilize him as their hybrid
H-back.
tight end.
They did. Now, They did, and he does run a
Yeah,
4.3.
they say a lot of
Here's
things.
4.3.
Yeah, but boss.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
but he's
man.
not gonna run a 4.3.
Yeah.
He's not gonna run a 4.3 if he get up to 245. Now you
What?
just ruined a
Right.
good receiver.
Ruined.
You know, you trying to make him gain weight. You
brought
ruined
him in
it,
as a
man.
receiver.
You ruined
wait,
it.
wait a minute,
You ain't even
the
doing
OC,
dynamic
the
offense
OC
already. And now you're gonna
Wait a
try to
minute.
get dynamic. Now we ain't seen dynamic. And all of a sudden you're gonna move Simi Fehoko. He gonna be your dynamic H back, and he gonna show all kind of stuff. No, he ain't.
We got us a fight.
I'm
We
not-
got
I'm-
Law
I'm-
Nation.
I'm-
Hold on.
I'm-
Hold
I'm
on.
not in
Order in the
favor of
court.
that.
Order in the court. Order in the court. We
I'm
got us a
not-
fight. Let me get some order in here. We got Law Nation versus OC and Big Game James. You first, Law. You first.
Now, well,
Let's go.
They did. Whoa! I'm ducking and diving. Well, this is what happened. Jeez. All right, so they look. Simi Fehoko said that he played bigger in college. He was like 232, 233. So I don't know whether or not, last year that they wanted him to lose weight, but he said he had lost weight. He had got down to 220. So at 6'4", I don't know what happened with his speed or what have you, but he said he got 4.3 speed, and that's what he clocked in. So if he said he's comfortable at playing at 230-ish, then lo and behold, let's find out. Let's wait and see. That's all we got. Now, they did pick up an undrafted guy by the name of Peyton Hendershot. If you look at Peyton Hendershot, his yards per catch is more than Jake Ferguson, and his total touchdowns, I believe, in Indiana was more than Jake Ferguson. So that's a guy, too, that we may have to take a real good look at. But it may be a long shot for him to make the team. But that is a guy that they brought in from the undrafted rookie free agent class.
Now the OC, you said ruined. It sounds like you kind of capping a little bit.
I'm saying I don't want them to make him gain weight and turn him into any type of inline weapon. I think it's dumb. I think it's idiotic. He's a possession type NFL receiver that runs fairly decent routes, and I feel like that in the second year you need to let him prove out on the outside to help this offense, especially because you have Michael Gallup rehabbing that ACL and he's not gonna come back and be full steam. I think it's dumb. You drafted Jake Ferguson, which is your cheap replacement for Dalton Schultz. That's proof positive you don't plan on keeping Schultz and paying him big money long term. Good for you. But this is the thing that I like about the Cowboys. They had enough sense to draft a Jake Ferguson to get a reasonable, economical.
God, dog.
That's smart. But then this is the thing that I don't like about the Cowboys is they try to get cute when you don't need to get cute.
Man.
Did I drop out?
Man, yeah.
Did I drop out? Am I back?
Yes, you did. But it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm almost back to the studio.
Matter of fact, let me go with Big while you buy you time to get to the studio. Let me go with Big. Get to the studio, big dog.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
All right, let me get Big up in here. Big, let's go.
Game changer.
All right, let's go, Big.
Man, I'm just bouncing off the OC, dog. It's just what he said, man. You just got this dude, right? He's 6'4". He ran a 4.3. That's what you were raving about with the receiver. You were raving about it.
True.
So now, all of a sudden, and he just said Michael Gallup is hurt. You brought in James Washington. Okay, now we're doing James Washington. No, we're not doing no James Washington. You got a second receiver with the size and the speed, and like you said, he's not going to be no burner in the NFL, but he can be a good speed possession receiver and let him cook. He played in the slot over at what was it? Stanford? What was it? UCLA? It was Stanford.
Stanford,
right?
yeah.
So he played in the slot over there multiple times so he could play it in the NFL. That's a good option that you have. You already got Jake Ferguson. You have Sean McKeon. He's only like his second or third year. You still brought back Jeremy Sprinkle. Stop trying to experiment with every freaking player, dude. Get a player at his position and just let him stay there for a couple years and just let's see if he can be good at it instead of you get him 1 year just like you got Mukamo, or just if you get a linebacker, we're going to put him at let's play him at safety, or you got a safety, let's play him at corner. Dog, you tried that with Reggie Robinson. What'd you do? You drafted him at corner, right? Then what happened? We're moving him to safety. Then we're moving him back to corner. Then he got cut You get what I'm saying? You're gonna do the same thing to Simi Fehoko, mess around, move them up, move them down, move them up, mess them all up. Now you can't use them, then you're gonna get rid of them. Stop doing that with these 4th and 5th round players. It seems like every time they draft somebody in the 4th and 5th round, they want to get experimental. Stop.
Wait,
I agree.
No,
I agree.
Hold on, Law.
I
Don't lay down yet, Law.
Go ahead.
Don't lay down yet, because I got your
Take
back
the
on this
I'm
one, dog.
about to get my rebuttal.
I
Go
got
ahead.
your look, Law. It's the right side versus the left side today. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen.
Hit him again.
All right, one more time.
No, hit
That whole left side. All right,
No
listen.
help.
This is.
No,
I just want
yourself.
to. I just want to say something real quick. Just to be fair, I'm gonna give myself one punch because you did make some good points. I'm gonna give myself another one too because you made some good points, James.
Appreciate
All right, that's fair. I'm gonna be fair to you, to your case, but I want to have this discussion because we all been saying we want an athletic tight end.
Right.
We've all been saying that. Just hear me out, big,
No, nope.
big.
Nope, I'm not hearing that out. I'm not hearing that out, boss.
All right, hear me out,
no,
bro.
hear
Just
that out.
hear me
No.
out. Just listen to the case. I know what's gonna make my boy feel better. Listen, I know exactly.
Nope.
I know how to calm the homie down. Here it is. That's all you gotta do. That he better, right? He back cool right now. See how he smile? All you gotta do is get that boy the white gorilla, and he back cool. Now just hear me out.
Hey, switch on you, boss.
All right, I got it. All right, so check this out. So we was all cool with Neville Gallimore with the creativity of switching him from a 3-tech, which he was an obvious athletic 3-tech with the 4.7 speed, and how he played at OU. Then all of a sudden he was injured, and he came back as a 1-tech, bro. We was cool with that. But he was not drafted to be that, James. Was he? So I'm saying there are times it worked, dog.
No, it's not. And you know it's not. And you're trying to talk yourself into it.
I might be. I ain't gonna even lie. I might be.
I
might be.
I know when you believe in something, and I know when you're talking yourself into it. You don't believe it your damn self. So I'm one and just say it.
But it's a possibility, big dog. Is it not?
Possibility. No, it's not. Leave him alone. Let him play receiver.
I just gotta say this. I just gotta say this, man. With the previous administration, they kind of ruined Rico Gathers, man. You know, they try to make him bigger, and they try to put more weight on him.
Reggie Robinson.
Right,
because they move him back
on
and
the
forth,
outside.
and then they just feel like, okay, well, you know what they do, Law. You know what they do? They move him around, and then when they can't use him no more, they get rid of him because you know what they say in their head? He's a 4th and 5th rounder. That's what they do.
Now,
Look at all the
was the Noah Brown situation bad?
They start
was Noah Brown situation bad when they moved Noah Brown
Look
to
what
block?
they did move Mutombo as soon as he got drafted. What'd they do? He's moving to safety.
Look, I'm not worried about what Dan Quinn does now on the defensive side. He can move any player where he wants. If all of a sudden week 1, week 2, I'm seeing Parson playing safety, I'm gonna say, hey, Dan Quinn, you earned that right to move any player around anywhere you want to. You know, that's on the defensive side. Now the offensive side, they've been wrecking these guys with tight ends. Tight ends. Say again.
But Boss Cowboy, I'm sorry, I can't believe that. Boss Cowboy, hold on. I can't believe that you have the unadulterated nerve to compare moving someone from a 3-tech to a 1-tech to moving somebody from wide receiver to H-back.
Man, yes, I did.
You got nerve.
Man, you're not finna cap today, bro. We not doing the capping today, dog.
No. You got a lot of nerve because that is not the same thing. It is completely different. Those are very similar and close in proximity positions. It's a completely different game having to bang against 300-pound men that play defensive end that run almost just as fast as you run, Boss Cowboy.
Right.
They run 4-5. They run 4-4, and you got a war against these guys from lining up out here versus dudes that weigh 180.
You stating the obvious.
Wait a minute.
Okay, what I'm saying is,
of course it's different. Cornerback is different from tackle.
Rope long now. You talking about a
Listen,
6'4", 200? Look, you talking about a 6'4", 232-pound man, Semi Fehoko.
Right.
Now, what? All right, you the coach. You the coach. You the offensive coordinator. Where would you play Semi? Where would you play Semi?
I would play Semi at X and Z, let him be a possession receiver, and when I saw a shorter dude in a slot, I would line his butt up in a slot and go up the field with quick goals and quick outs and quick in-breaking routes and run crossing routes with him so that we could get mismatches against zones. That's how I would use Semi.
What do you think is a hybrid tight end?
Talk to him, Law. He not listening. He been prideful. He been prideful today.
Come on, man.
I'm not being prideful, Boss Cowboy. I'm saying I don't want to see him down there banging versus
He's
big
got
guy.
to put on
That's my
weight.
point.
Wait a minute. Hold on. When I line up in 12, when I line up in 12, and I have
He ain't
Schultz
big
as
enough
my
to play
as
no
my
12.
tight end, and I have
He's
hold
not,
on, you
Law.
hold on. How many
He is not
offense-
big enough to play in no 12. Don't even do
how
that.
many people can be on the line?
Listen,
How
if
many
you line
players
up
be
at
on the
12,
line?
7.
if you're
Seven.
Yeah, but listen,
So,
Law, I hear you,
go.
Law.
No, you
Law,
don't.
I respect you. And look, Boss Cowboy, stop instigating. I hear you and I respect you, all right? But I'm going to tell you something. Wide receiver strength and playing that with your hand in the dirt strength is completely different. The beating and the physicality is completely different. And you're taking a guy who never have done this in his life. He's never played inline in his life.
No,
To
you
make
can't do that.
and
No,
and
you
that's
can't
why,
do
wait a
that.
second.
You can't do that.
Wait a second, boss. Wait a second, boss. That's why you drafted Jake Ferguson. And listen, this is what I don't like about the Cowboys, because they have these weak experiments and they ruin draft picks and people that could have been positive contributing players. What the Cowboys should have done, to your point, Boss Cowboy, is get OJ Mayo and get one of these other guys that was free agent picks.
Mayo.
But whoever his name is,
OJ Howard. It's all good.
OJ
We know you talking about.
We know what you're talking about.
You good. We good. Keep going.
But here's the thing. The Cowboys have a type. They have a type of person that makes them feel comfortable. And so they always draft and pick these type of players, not necessarily the best athletes that can come in and wreck shop. They have a type that makes them feel comfortable. Right. So Jake Ferguson is a type of guy that makes them feel comfortable. They could have got more athletic people. They could have got more physical people in free agency, but they did not. And to me, that's the one little nuance about the Cowboys culture in terms of their player personnel that I don't like, because even Will McClay himself said this. He said, I have to make sure that I line up with the culture and the type of person, and I'll paraphrase what he said, that is acceptable to the organization. So I got to mix the measurables and the type of person that's comfortable with the organization. I got to measure all that. So it's not just best athlete. And that's what I'm saying.
All right. Okay. I think I'm finna close this out because this is too easy to win this debate.
Already won.
No, watch this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask. I want the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to listen to my questions, and I want everybody to answer them honestly. What was Blake Jarwin before he was a tight end?
A wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. So did he? So hold on, real quick. Did he?
How much he weigh?
See, we doing this.
We doing this. We are doing it. We are doing it.
Hold on,
so
big.
see, because this is the deal. See, when I make a good point, they don't let me finish, Law. You see how they do me, dog? You see how me do it? See,
no, it ain't, boss.
Is he still on the team?
No, it ain't.
What?
Is he still
Oh,
on the
you
team?
do? Oh, OC, you not being strapped. Wait a minute, OC. Wait. OC, you not gonna play that game, dog. You not gonna play that game, dog. Hold on.
No, you can't even do that, boss. You know daggone well how many times, boss, you know daggone well, man, when you see a lot of these receivers in high school, they transition to tight ends too. So they start early. So
I know, but
say, oh, Blake Jarwin was a receiver.
Because, but see, you know why Jarwin is out the league is injuries. He made the transition, didn't he?
That's true. But But
Okay,
this is
you're
not
making
it.
my own point.
You
You're
look
making
No,
at
my
Simi
point.
Fayeholko's
see, I wasn't
body.
even finished
Look
with
at
my
his body,
case.
boss.
See,
Look at his body.
Law, you see
boss.
how they did?
You
Law,
see him
Law.
H-back.
Law, you see what they did? See, I'm gonna
I
get
see
real
what they
gangster. I'm
did.
gonna start turning down mics in a minute because I gotta be able to make my points up in this mug. You know what I'm saying? See, I can't.
The truth.
So hold on real quick. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? When I'm trying to make a point, can I finish, please? All right, here we go. So we know Jarwin made the transition to tight end successfully. Before Schultz was tight end 1, who was tight end 1? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you please answer, please?
Jarwin.
Blake Jarwin. Can I
Okay.
finish something though? Okay, but was Blake Jarwin already?
Hold on. One more time.
Blake Jarwin. No.
One more time.
Can I say this? Can I say
Hold on
this?
real quick.
Can I say no? Nah, that was weak. You ain't getting that. You ain't getting that. You ain't getting that. You ain't getting that at all. Okay, not getting it at all. Okay, let me finish this. Let me finish this. Let me finish this, though. Let me finish this. Because what was Blake Jarwin before he came into the league?
He was tight end.
Okay, now, what was Simi Fayeholko when he came in the league?
Receiver.
So Blake Jarwin had already had tight end plenty enough under his belt to learn how to block, to learn how to play the position, to learn and get adequate. So he was already tight end ready when he came in. He didn't transition to H-back tight end in the league. So your argument is wah, 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 wah.
No, it's not, dog. I'm gonna go ahead and push the button for you because I did let you finish. So you said that's me. You said that this one is me.
That was you. No, you got that.
I got that. You said I got that.
That's you got
All right.
that. That's
So
you.
can we
you right
talk
there.
football now? Cause I let you
Oh,
finish.
we've been talking.
All right,
been talking.
but I let you
I've been
finish though,
winning
big
it.
dog.
Okay,
Say,
I'm
get
done,
your head.
But I already won.
No, you didn't, bro. What you
I
mean,
did.
Come
Yes, I
on.
did.
Vic? Law, get your button ready. I got some more questions for these guys.
Oh, see, tell him I won.
Oh man, see.
Listen.
Wait a minute.
When the competition gets too fierce, Boss Cowboy resorts
No.
to hitting buttons and doing things of that nature to try to prove his
I
point.
pushed the button
by
on me.
swaying the audience.
I pushed the
unfairly
button
to
on
his
me,
side.
dog.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
feel you. So look, check this out. Let's do it this
Twice.
way. Hey, in the chat. Okay, cool. In the chat.
So no, that
In
don't
the
mean you
chat.
get to take over. But go ahead. I'll let you finish
no,
too.
let me, I'm a grown man, Boss Cowboy. I'm a part of this show.
Hold on, you can't do that, big dog. See, watch this,
hold
dog.
on.
See, you
So
gotta
look.
watch who you talking to, boy. See, watch
So-
this.
so look.
See,
Oh, you gonna be-
watch this. Go ahead, say something. Say something.
He got the buttons.
See, you see when you talk too fly, I'll shut you down, boy. Go ahead, OC.
Damn act together.
Hey, look.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In
Go
the
ahead.
chat. Okay, listen. That's all I want to see. In the chat, should Simi Fioco?
What happened to his voice? He just left.
Oh wow.
I'm playing dirty today, dog. No, go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Should Simi Fioco be converted to tight end?
Oh no! You can't act
Wait,
now.
yeah, exactly.
Boy, you.
Yep.
We ain't even
You saying
finished the
the truth.
debate. We ain't
I
finished
just
the
asked the
debate.
audience.
That's what
I
you're
asked the
saying,
audience,
though.
that's
How you gonna ask the artist and we ain't finished making the case? I'm talking
go
to the
ahead.
jury, and you trying to close. You trying to go to closing arguments. You see how they do,
Okay,
Low?
go ahead.
Low. You see how they do?
And
God dog, boy,
Okay.
y'all don't. That left side is gangster. Ooh, y'all
hey,
dirty.
I just want to tell y'all, man, Evan Ingram.
I see a
and
lot of people
also
saying
O.J.
Simi
Howard.
stays at receiver.
But he.
Listen
Evan
to me.
Ingram and
All
O.J.
in the chat.
Howard
See,
is
they ain't
only
even saying do it. We won.
they,
OC, we won.
look. Evan Ingram and O.J. Howard is only 4 pounds more than Simi
Yawn.
Fehoko.
Yawn.
But here's the thing. They are not saying that Simi will be a tight end. He will be a hybrid tight end. Show of hands of what position do Debo Samuels play?
Oh my gosh.
Is he just
Leave
a
this
wide
Debo
receiver
Samuel
or
things
he's a hybrid?
alone. Stop
He's a
talking about
hybrid.
He's a
Debo
different
Samuel.
animal.
Stop talking
So-
about
Oh, he's
different animal.
different.
He is
He's
not
different.
No Debo Samuel's nothing.
Man, hold on, bruh. All right.
He is not Debo
Debo
Samuel's
Samuel is
nothing.
not a comp to
He
Timmy.
ain't.
Y'all see what that left side
At
does?
all.
He's
Law,
not a cop. I'm
Law
just
wasn't
being
finished
honest.
making his
Debo
case. Can
Samuel
Law
came
finish
in
making
as
his
a
case,
dog.
please?
Timmy Fehoko
Can Law
Sorry, Law, go
please?
ahead.
in the ropes.
I'm not saying that the Cowboys need to use Simi like the 49ers use Debo, but
Right.
what they're
Just say
saying
we
is
won.
that
Can we go
they're
to the
going to
next topic?
present.
No, we can't.
They're going to present a hybrid look. Look, if Simi Fehoko, the tight end not only just line on end line, also the
You
tight
said
end
S in the
is
chat.
eligible to line in the backfield. Where
chat
does the
saying
H back?
receiver.
Big game James. Where does the H back line up at?
Bro, he either lines up in that backfield or he can line up in line on the outside of that tight end. So you can still move him kind of like slottish, but he's blocking still.
That's what I'm
Is he
saying.
not?
So if I got Simi Fehoko line up in the backfield to run a wheel route out of that, would that be a nice draw up and play design?
Yes, it would.
But you,
And
does
the
he
moment
have
the
a
team
role?
shifts,
You want that's a gadget and gimmick player, and that's why Debo Samuel doesn't like that position. Because it's a gadget position.
But it worked.
He wants to play one position receiver where he can thrive. They have him as gadget. It's a gadget. You won't get Simi Fehoko on the field because you made him a gadget player, Law.
All right. So I'm gonna be fair on this. Everybody make their closing arguments on Simi being a hybrid tight end or just receiver. All right. That's fair, right? Uninterrupted. Closing arguments. Then we go put it to the chat. Then we'll move to the next topic. All right. That's cool.
We already won.
Right.
I already closed.
We already made the argument, Boss Cowboy.
Already
I mean,
closed.
we can just keep on
I mean,
going
y'all
all
can't-
around the circle.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
We keep
so-
on
so-
going
so-
around
All
and
right. So
around.
this is what we gonna do.
So you didn't like
You
Connor
first, OC.
McGovern. You didn't like Connor McGovern. You didn't like Connor McGovern line up in the backfield as a fullback.
Was it a gadget?
I mean,
Do you want to
I'm
see
gonna ask you
Connor
a
McGovern
question.
on the
It was
field
a-
regularly every single play?
Did it
No,
work?
of course not. But I think we should make our closing arguments on this and then put it to a vote. All right. You first,
Chat say I
Big.
won. I won.
That's your closing argument?
Yes.
All right, cool. Your closing argument is OC?
Listen, Boss Cowboy, it's just real simple. When you talk about, and I just want to speak a little bit to what Law said, respectfully, when you talk about Samuels, you're talking about a guy that's around 6'1", that has the stocky frame. He has the frame to play wide receiver, slot, running back. It's a certain build, and it's also a certain twitch ability, right? Simi is a long strider. He's not a twitchy guy, right? And he's a guy that is going to basically make you miss in short areas, right? None of his tape says that. So to make him play, which he's never done in his life, on the NFL level, I just think does a disservice, and it's a waste of a potential talented player. And if we're talking about the chat Boss Cowboy, I'm sorry, since I put the question out there, the overwhelming majority in the Boss Cowboy chat has been Hades no. It has been hate no.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Okay.
Now, before you go into that point, who is bigger right now, Tony Pollard or Debo Samuels? Who's bigger?
It's not
Bigger
Law,
in
you can't do
frame
that.
in terms
You can't do that, Law.
of
No,
They don't know how to answer the question.
All I'm asking is who is bigger?
Dog,
size.
can y'all
Well,
answer the
we
question?
seen one text that are 320, and we seen other one text that are 320, and there's different 320s. There's that big 320 that can hold that double team, and there's that quick 320 like a Jay
So
Ratliff.
off of your assessment, you can't line Tony Pollard into the slot.
No,
Tony can't play the slot.
Yes,
He
he
can't-
can.
Yes, he played
Yes, he
receiver
can.
though.
Yes, he can.
He was playing receiver at Memphis. See, that's the difference.
So-
Simi Fehoko was never playing none of that. And he especially never played it in the NFL. Tony Pollard played receiver. They were trying to have him play receiver when he was coming into the league.
Right.
Did Debo play fullback? Did Debo play running back?
No. He did
What
not.
I'm saying is you got to utilize your weapons, and you start now during the off season.
Right.
Look, if people crying about, hey, The Cowboys are not using Tony Pollard right, and I'm talking about using Tony Pollard in some hybrid looks. It looked like it's going to be 21 personnel. Then before the snap, Tony now is lined up in the slot. What you think that the opposing teams are going to do? You got some combination looks that now you can go with 22, 23 personnel. 22 personnel will look good right now. Boy,
Yeah,
man.
they can do all of those things.
I hear what you're saying, but Tony Pollard has always played receiver, so I'm not mad at that. You
But
can put Tony
Debo
Pollard in the slot
didn't.
because we're mad and frustrated that you're not using him as that weapon because he played all those type of positions at Memphis. Simi Fehoko played receiver. That's it. For you to try to move him to an H-back tight end type, and you're going into the NFL, and you're going to switch that, and you've never played it before, and you came in as a receiver. They got other guys there. Now you become a gadget player, so we're not be able to see you where you could be on the field regularly. Now you're a gadget player because they're going to throw you in every couple plays. Now you're wasting the draft pick.
Is Tony Pollard a gadget player?
He
Yes.
could be. Yeah.
Yes. In part, yes.
I don't think
In
he's
part,
a
yes.
20-carry guy.
In part, yes.
All right, so now it's my time to make my closing arguments.
So
check this.
man.
I'm finna close this out. I'm telling you, I'm finna close this out. This is the deal. Everybody that has an objection to this need to understand that Simi himself said that it's getting ready to happen. Okay? I'm sorry, y'all. They already are moving that ball. But this is the other part that I want to say. If we were just talking about 2022, you guys are right. But we not. We talking about a guy that's on a 4-year contract. You get a chance to try to develop guys how you want to try to develop those guys that fit your team. And I'm open to it. Because I've seen it happen before. The receiver right now, I mean, for the Texans, one of their best weapons that has
Dallas, though, boss.
No, I ain't talking about. I'm talking
you're
about
talking
around the
about-
league.
here's the thing,
Hold
what
on,
you're
real
saying,
quick.
I
I'm
mean,
talking about.
that's
I'm making my
what the
closing
thing you're saying
arguments.
is
I got a
these
baby to
things
make my
with
closing
other teams do
arguments.
this and get
I can't
creative,
make my
okay? I
closing
don't
arguments
trust-
with you talking. I can't. I can't, bro.
Okay.
I'm almost finished,
got
though. I
you.
promise. I'm gonna turn it back. I'm almost finished. I know you're crunk though, but just check this out. It's already happening. One, but two, we also talking about a guy that if it can work is an automatic mismatch versus linebackers. That's why I'm open to it, and can be an automatic mismatch versus safeties, because you can use them as an offline tight end. He don't have to be in line. He don't.
There you go.
You know, you can use him at an offline tight end. He's registered as a tight end, which means you have to counter him likely with a safety or a linebacker. If they're creative, they will counter him with a big nickel. And how many teams have quality big nickels? So I'm just saying I'm open to it. Like, I'm not, and they already doing it. That's my closing argument.
That boy good. Come on, man. Come on.
The only thing you can go with is to say that they're already doing it. That's it.
But
hey, go check your Twitter, Boss Cowboy.
I got you.
the link. I got the link, so we can hear the first part. Is like 1 minute.
I got you. Ooh,
But
don't tell me
Big
we
Game
got
James-
Exhibit A over here. We get you.
And Big Game
You brought us
James
Exhibit
and
A.
the OC. Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. No, the first one. Yeah, just play
Well,
the first.
you can
minute.
say what y'all want, but we're all been crying about Kellen Moore being this and that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to just sit here and believe that we're going to get all set and all tricky. When I hear you talk about all these offenses, I hear you talk about other teams. I haven't seen Dallas get creative, okay? It's been stale. You've been saying it, boss, for how many years with this Kellen Moore, Linehan-ish, all this stuff that hasn't been getting creative. Now all of a sudden, I guess since it's lame duck season, now we're going to get super creative and make Simi Fehoko an H-back tight end, and he's going to be on all kind of mismatches. I'm not going to believe that.
They doing it. Although
I'm
They
not
can,
buying
they
that.
can tell me they're doing it, but I need to see it. And I still think they're wasting their time with it, and I feel like it's not going to work. I am being pessimistic with this. I am.
my dog, that's my dog.
It's not going to work, in my opinion. So I'm going to stay pessimistic with it, and I think it's a waste of time.
Okay.
Let me keep it a buck with y'all, man. How about that?
Y'all got 2 closing arguments? Cool.
No, listen.
That's
No,
cool.
listen.
But
It's
you
no
gonna play
closing
dirty.
arguments. It's not playing dirty.
Yes,
It's just
it
simply
is
doubling
dirty.
down on. No, it's not. It's doubling down on what we already said. And just the reality of
Then
business.
it's not. It's 2 closing arguments. We supposed to be taking a vote right now.
I don't believe it's gonna work. Go ahead, get the vote.
We did have the meetings and things like that. I think with all the things changing and everything, obviously I'll have a bigger role, I'd say, in the offense and special teams. I mean, talking with head coach McCarthy, he was talking and saying, you know, potentially this year, you know, you gain a little bit more weight and you be used more as like a hybrid tight end receiver type body, which I have no problem doing. Obviously, I played at a lot heavier weight in college, so then they made me lose weight here. So obviously gaining weight and playing at a higher weight won't be a problem.
So Simi was on 10. Y'all had to listen to me, but yeah. hey,
what does that prove to
what
me?
You can do?
What does that prove to me?
Boss, you can mute that video and
I already
just
heard
let that highlight loop go. Let that highlight.
Just let
go.
I
already heard that interview a long
Let's
time
go.
ago.
Let's let.
5.3.
I've already heard that interview.
Let's let
So
it go.
that's not impressing me.
It's impressive to me, man, how you just closed that
impressive.
argument so well, bro. Good job,
You didn't
Law.
close it. You closed it with something we already know they said.
Law, you killed that, man.
I
That
like
was so
Simi.
good, Law.
I like
was it?
Simi. I like Simi. But this is not
We'll
for Simi.
see. Nope,
I like Simi.
it's not gonna work.
I don't think this is for Simi. I do like Simi. I hope Simi does good. Okay, I like Simi.
I wish
Look
you
at
kept
Simi's
Simi at
legs.
receiver, and then we could
So
see
who's
some
your
real
outside?
good
Look,
work,
once
just
again,
like
so CD
OC
Lamb is your
was talking
outside
about
receiver.
the route you could do with him with his size. He's not going to be
Yes.
that guy that's going to be that burner, but you can hit him across some patterns. Like you can really work him as a receiver and really can make him one of those possession receivers that you're like, dang, Simi, like you could really work him like that. You don't have to rock. Oh, let's build him up and let's do. You don't have to all of a sudden start making positions for people because you don't know what the hell to do.
I feel you though, big game, James. But who's your slot guy? Who's your slot receiver right now? Who's your Z receiver and who's your X right now?
My slot guy,
Tolbert? Is it Jalen Tolbert?
Probably so.
Do you
He's a rookie.
do you want
Probably
Jalen?
so.
Do you want Jalen to start on the outside?
I mean,
I want him to
And
go. I want him to
Washington
go
in
on
the
the
inside.
Washington starting out there.
I
I'd
want him to
rather have
go
Washington on the
I'd
outside.
rather have Washington on the inside and Jalen Tolbert on the outside. Keep it real.
So who's your X? Is Lamb your X?
Yeah. He's gonna be my main guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the winner is Law Nation and Boss Cowboy,
No, it's
man.
not.
We clearly won
Man,
that, bro. We clearly won that, dog. Nah, bro.
No more games with y'all.
No, we clearly
No more
won that,
games
bro.
with
I'm
y'all.
sorry.
I'm done.
Y'all my
Clearly
boys.
won. You just used a 107 clip. We clearly won. He ain't never played a position.
The clip
You're
is
just making
facts.
We won. What's
He
the
said he
clip?
played
You're using
heavier.
a clip.
They had made
we
him
went the
lose weight.
argument. We even went with the chat and had the whole chat said no.
The chat, we educating the chat.
doesn't
That's why I
matter.
said.
We heard
That's why
what
we
they
said we
said,
needed
boss.
to
How many
finish
times
the
we
argument
heard-
before we vote.
How many times
Y'all
boss, have we
influenced
heard
the
you
jury.
say what they're going to do and they
No, we
don't do
didn't.
it?
You did. Y'all start trying to vote
No,
before
we
we finished
didn't.
our case. Here's the
How many
case
times have we
again,
heard,
jury.
boss?
We did have meetings
Well-
and things like that. I think with
Oh,
all
my
the things
gosh.
changing and everything,
Cut it
obviously I'll have a
Cut it
bigger
out.
Now
role,
you're
I'd
trying
say,
to influence the
in the
jury.
offense and
I supposed to.
See, that's what Boss trying to do. He trying to force his way.
He
to the
always
win.
No.
does. He tries
force
to
his way.
influence.
Trying to
No,
force
All right,
it.
so-
I supposed
Force
to.
his
You
way.
do. I know.
Listen.
So Big
But we
Game
still won.
James in the OC,
Right.
do you prefer Simi to play on the outside or inside the slot?
I'd rather send me play inside.
That's
And
what they
where
saying.
does the hybrid tight end play?
Inside.
Bro, he is going to be, if you're talking about tight end, he's going to be do more blocking. He's going to be, if he's playing in the H-back role, he's going to be in that backfield. He's going to be blocking. He's not going to be catching the ball at that backfield every time. And then Kellen Moore is not tricky enough to where he's going to make it to where it's going to be disguised. And when the defense sees him back there, we're like, oh, we know this play.
That's you in the OC right now. Dead. just died.
Hey,
Look, man.
hey,
Before
Law,
we
make sure
even
you
got
come back to
before
this
we even got into
conversation, all right?
discussion,
Don't you
balls,
run
I'm not
when
gonna
it
let you
ain't
do this.
happening, okay?
Before we even got
Okay?
into discussion,
Make sure it
the
ain't
chat was
when it ain't
saying no.
happening.
Yeah, because you called for the vote
No,
early.
before that, boss.
You manipulated the
Before that.
people. You're a manipulator.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Before I even
We
got into it, the
supposed
chat
to
was saying no.
finish the case and then vote, but you wanted to vote early before. See, because it's a such thing as waiting till all the evidence come out. See, the law sent me the bullet, the smoking gun. See, once the people got the smoking gun,
We did have meetings and things like that. I think with all the things changing and everything, obviously I'll have a bigger role, I'd say, in the offense and special teams. I mean, talking with head coach McCarthy, he was talking and saying, potentially this year, you gain a little bit more weight and you be used more as like a hybrid tight end receiver type.
You don't really got a role for him. So the coach, what do you think coach gonna say to him? And this you're a lame duck coach this year. Feel me? And we think gonna say
Potentially gain a little weight, Timmy.
and see,
Get a little
see,
stronger, Timmy.
Go ahead and fall for it. Go ahead and fall for it, Boston Law.
no, y'all putting words in his mouth. He actually said he lost weight. See,
He lost weight.
this is the smoking gun.
Yeah.
I want the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Don't let Big Game James and the OC persuade you.
All right, one.
Let's listen to his own words.
We did have meetings and things like that. I think with all the things changing and everything, obviously I'll have a bigger role, I'd say, in the offense and special teams. I mean, talking with
offense
head
and
coach
special
McCarthy, he was talking
teams.
and
Special
saying,
teams.
Potentially this year, you gain a little bit more weight and you be used more as like a hybrid tight end receiver type body, which I have no problem doing. Obviously, I played at a lot heavier weight in college, so
He played what?
And we'll see how much you play.
Hold on.
A lot heavier.
No,
We'll
he
see how
said
much-
He was
see how much
220.
you play,
He was
Timmy.
220, 222-ish last season. So
Okay.
a lot
We'll see
heavier,
how much
like
you get on the field,
232.
send me with that new H-back roll, buddy.
And then this is the thing. They not gonna make him a traditional tight end. Y'all are literally fighting what y'all been saying y'all want. Y'all been saying we want a fast tight end. We want somebody that's gonna be able to really. Why are
I
y'all
want a
not
tight
even
end, not a
open to this
receiver turned
idea?
tight end.
I'm so
Is
disappointed.
Isaiah likely right now to be better than Semi for Hoko right now,
No.
right?
Right. Exactly.
Is Isaiah likely to be better than
No.
Semi
And
right
what
now?
does he
Big
listed
game?
at, Law?
I mean, let me pull up Isaiah stuff right quick. I don't have.
Yeah,
it.
go
yeah,
ahead.
pull him up and it says tight end.
Cause it's gonna be
Didn't say
another smoking
receiver turned
gun.
tight end.
Cause Law ain't doing nothing but pulling up some good evidence. Send it to me, Law.
He can
Cause
pull up evidence all he wants.
Cause
Those
that's all they
positions were
do.
all
Look how
ready.
quiet the OC done got because he knew he lost.
Oh, Isaiah likely is
No,
6 foot.
I-
The same
I'm
size.
just tired-
Isaiah likely is
I'm
the
tired
same
of fighting
size.
against
Right,
foolishness.
and he's
It's not that I lost.
So you
It's not
calling
that I
Mike
lost. I'm
McCarthy
just tired of-
foolish? You calling Mike McCarthy foolish?
yes.
I'm trying to figure out
I'm
who-
So
calling
you
the
smarter than
ideal
Mike McCarthy
foolish.
now.
I'm calling the ideal foolish. I didn't say Mike McCarthy.
So the
You're working on my
ideal.
ball.
yeah,
So
the
you
idea
saying
is
that?
smarter than
foolish.
that.
I'm
I'm
calling
smarter
Mike
than that, boss.
McCarthy foolish.
I'm smarter than
I'm
that.
saying he's foolish.
I'm smarter than that,
If he
boss.
ain't
I
saying
didn't say Mike
I'm
McCarthy
saying
was
it.
foolish.
If he ain't
I
saying
said
it, I'm
that this
saying it, boss.
ideal is foolish. The ideal is foolish
foolish.
to take this guy who never plays. If you play him as a hybrid, it indicates that at some point he's going to be in or offline blocking, right? For him to be an H is block, okay, by definition. So you can say whatever you want, but if you make him an H, he's going to have plays where he's inline blocking, period, point blank, okay?
Let me ask you one more question, OC.
Now, did Finley started off as a wide receiver or a tight end? Jeremichael Finley. That was the guy that he did with the
Receiver.
other hybrid role.
Receiver.
What did Finley do, OC?
He killed it. He was a mismatch nightmare.
Do you remember how?
Look, he was a much bigger. He was a 240 guy, Law. You know this. Law. You twisting it, Law. You're meddling, Law. I like it, though. But I'm saying you're meddling.
Meddling with facts.
Look at that size.
220, Law. The feeling was 240, 245.
He came in
That's
at
a 20-pound
225,
difference.
Law.
That's a
Oh, my
20-pound
God.
difference.
Semi Fioka 225.
15 pounds.
No, he ain't
14
225. He
pounds.
232.
Let's
He
move. Can we talk about
he
something else?
232.
31. Can we
Okay,
talk about
listen.
something else? Can we
All
talk
right, let's talk about
something
something else,
We
man.
won.
Because we done.
Let's talk
All
about
right.
something else.
Now
We
that
smashed
now
y'all.
now that
smashed
y'all have
y'all.
heard all the evidence, without being manipulated by Big and the OC with an early vote.
You just
I want
manipulated
to
them
now
with-
hear your votes on this. Are you at least open?
Because you played 107. That's manipulating the crowd.
That's the facts. We gave evidence.
We knew that from the
Facts
beginning,
is
but
not
you didn't
manipulation. An early vote is manipulation. Facts is not. We had to present the facts. So now that the facts are out with evidence, now we want to go to the crowd and we want to ask the crowd, are you open? Not saying it's smart or dumb, are you at least open for him being a hybrid tight end / receiver, as he said?
I like how you just worded it. See, you tricky with your words, dog. You don't think I don't be knowing. You're real tricky with your words.
How is that tricky when I'm saying what he said? I said exactly what he said, dog.
No, he need to be a lawyer. Boss
Listen.
Cowboys need to be a lawyer.
Listen to what he said. Listen.
We did have meetings and things like that. I think with all the things changing and everything, obviously I'll have a bigger role, I'd say, in the offense and special teams. I mean, talking with head coach McCarthy, he was talking and saying, you know, potentially this year, you know, you gain a little bit more weight and you be used more as like a hybrid tight end receiver type.
You can always play special teams.
See, Big, they can't see. They can't hear they can't hear what you talking over, big dog. See, you slick. No, you slick. You calling me slick. You slick. Now listen. Can you give him at least 10 seconds, Big, just to finish?
No, we already heard this.
I mean,
We heard your argument.
Coach McCarthy, he was talking and saying, you know, potentially this year, you know, you gain a little bit more weight and you be used more as like a hybrid tight end receiver type.
Ain't that what I said?
And
potentially this year.
But that's what I said. I said potentially a hybrid tight end and receiver, which is what he said.
Let me look up
special teams.
I'm going to look up Jeremichael Finley.
No, we ain't looking at.
I'm just look up his stats, man. I ain't doing nothing else, man. I'm just looking up his stats.
Nah, y'all lost. It's over.
No, Big.
Wrong.
Yeah.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff.
You're fake.
It didn't happen.
Next. Everybody said it. We won. Everybody said we won. Next.
I ain't saying no. The chat ain't saying that. I said the chat is different.
I know you don't like to lose, dog. No.
All right, cool. All right, so this. All right. Okay, we can talk about a couple of things. All right, so. Because I see we won. I see most of the people saying,
yeah, we won.
No,
we won.
No, he didn't.
No, man, we clearly won. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, dog. How y'all gonna tell me? And everybody basically saying they open to the idea, bro. And I'm seeing people clearly saying Boss Cowboy and Law Nation won. I'm looking right at it.
No, they're not.
Hey, Big Game James and OC.
You got a couple people agree with you. That's all you did.
How many wide receivers they keeping? How many wide receivers they keeping? They keeping 5 or 6?
It's going to be between 5 or 6. We got to see how the camp runs out. We got to see what
we don't know
Gallup's
that.
injuries look like. We don't know that. You can't call that
Well,
early.
You know good. You saying that Noah Brown gonna get cut?
5 to 6. Law.
You know Noah Brown is a solid. He ain't going nowhere. CD Lamb, he ain't going nowhere. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's count this. Jalen
You don't know
Tolbert,
James
that's
Washington.
3.
His
3.
spot ain't guaranteed. He
3.
ain't got no big contract.
James Washington.
Ooh. James
You
Washington.
ain't counting him. His contract is not big, so you can cut him.
Oh, come on, Big. Keep going, Law. Keep going. No, Law, keep going. Keep going. Keep counting, bro.
He done paused me for a second. I lost my numbers now.
Use that 4, dog, with James Washington. I'm keeping up, dog. I'm keeping up. I'm keeping up, dog. Use that 4 with James Washington. Boy, that boy Big is tricky. Big, you smart.
Big was smart, man. He threw me off, man.
He's smart, dog.
Lamb is off his furniture.
1.
Gallup is off his furniture.
2. James Washington.
Tolbert
3.
is off his furniture.
Yep.
That's
3.
3.
Yep.
Washington.
4.
Noah Brown.
He
5.
said it real slow. He don't believe it. Go ahead.
Sheesh. We got 6. We got one more.
That's Noah Brown.
Hoka.
So that would what? You're 5, and that's what we're doing.
Sidney Falco.
For Hoka.
Yeah.
Send me for
6.
Hoko. So that's 6.
These undrafted guys, they're gonna have to do something dynamic.
Well, if we're gonna keep talking about
They going
undrafted
with
guys
sixth.
making the roster, Dallas is in trouble.
Say that again.
Nah, we
If you
good.
go with
Yes,
seven,
we
you go
are.
with
If
seven,
we
it just
keep
depends.
talking about all these undrafted players and these undrafted players are making roster, that's not a good thing, is it?
Well,
They were
these
undrafted
boys
for
can
a
play.
reason.
No, still was
Oh,
undrafted
stop
and he
it.
balled. No, Terry can.
And that's not
Terry
every
can play,
player.
bro.
You're taking like one
Drummond.
out of bro.
Terry can
You're
play.
talking about one out of how many players that make it and they're undrafted? Stop.
All right, so
it get difficult. I can't wait till us do our Final 53 show, man. Cause it's gonna be off the chain.
this gonna be
I
some.
can't wait either.
Yeah,
And when we
it's
say
gonna,
receivers,
it's gonna be
you said
so
six
easy to
receivers.
win that fight.
And you got to keep Simi Fihoko gonna be on there.
Right.
Yeah, receiver. Yeah. It's James Washington still because his contract ain't big, and if he don't show in camp, you can easily cut him, correct, and it's not gonna hurt you nothing on the cap, is it?
So, it's one thing that I love you did a show on, Law, and we go switch the topic real quick. You was talking about the team with the QB under the most pressure. I want us to take that topic. It's on Law Nation page. I'm gonna show my boy page real quick, and then obviously you can kick it off, and then we go kind of go through that. That's gonna probably open up another debate with Dak, because I know Big, he been swinging lately, bro. My boy Big, my dog Big, my dog Big been letting boys have it.
Big Game J had like 40, 50 people of Big Game J's people in my chat every day. Big Game J was right, man. He telling you the
I'm
truth.
telling you, bro.
That's why I follow Big Game J. See, Big Game J's ain't soft like you, Law.
Yo, wow. Crazy.
They be fighting.
Hey, bro.
Hey, they be fighting.
Big Game J
Hey,
got reach, man. They on my
man,
Instagram.
he got reach,
they
dog.
on my Facebook.
Hey.
They in my Twitter.
No, I don't. I ain't got nothing like
yeah,
y'all.
dog,
Just,
you got
you know,
reach,
but
big
you know,
dog. You
Big
got
Game
you
J,
got,
you got some
you got
reach,
clout.
But you know what though? But for real though, and I feel like OC is feeling me on this. Maybe not all the way, but OC is feeling me. And I ain't trying to even have him tag team, but it's real what I'm saying about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It ain't real, dog. Come on. It ain't real. Stop.
It is too.
Big AJ said
Damn,
Stafford
bro.
is better than
I don't
Dak,
wanna
and
hear
Dak. Big AJ
He's
said
a better
Stafford is better than Dak.
quarterback than Dak, and you know it too. So don't go there with me. Don't go there with me.
So, okay, let's first
Don't
talk
go
about
there.
this. Then we gonna bring up Dak, because I knew we was gonna fight about Dak. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be a round two on this. All right, so real quick, who got more pressure on them? Hurts.
Oh god.
Because I'm looking at Law page. I'm looking at your page, Law. All right, so let me go to your page. So we got your page up, and his latest video, the team QB under the most pressure. That's his latest show, and he got 3 people up here on his thumbnail: Hurts, Aaron, Dak. Who got the most pressure? Hurts. Yeah. Hurts clearly got the most pressure.
He do. Shoot.
Hurts got
Hurts.
all those weapons added to him. You
And
got
he's
a
on a
ball,
contract.
buddy,
He's
or
on a
you're
contract
out.
watch. Yeah, because they went and got that extra first round pick for next year.
Right.
So that's why they did it.
Yeah.
So they loaded up for next year just in case he falls. They got that extra first round pick to go get that quarterback they want. So
Right.
they did that on purpose and calculated. So this is his. You're right. I agree with him having the most pressure because they're clearly saying if you don't do it this year, you're not our guy. We're moving on.
Right. I saw you thinking, OC. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, he's underneath pressure because of the decisions that the organization has made to try to set him up. Okay,
Set him
that's
up.
what I think hurts. But to set him up for success is what I'm saying.
Okay. Gotcha.
Talking about hurts.
Gotcha.
But systemically, because of the culture and because of the team, I would say Dak Prescott is underneath more pressure because of the culture of Cowboy football and the reputation of Cowboy football, that if he looks not to be pretty fantastic first half of the season, everybody's for Dak Prescott's head. because we still have an old guard that was never in favor of Dak Prescott getting the huge extension that he got. So I would say fundamentally that Jalen Hurts is underneath the most pressure fundamentally, but overall, systemically, Dak Prescott will be underneath.
The OC.
There's no
God,
emotions,
dog.
no friends, no
Boy.
loyalty.
Straight business.
That was straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Yeah. Dog.
That's the truth.
Whew.
That's the truth.
That
That's
was.
the whole truth and nothing but
The truth. Yes.
I think
Especially with
that
Amari
pressure.
Cooper being gone, because remember,
think
Amari Cooper and his safety net. Remember,
True that.
his people will now say, because remember, Dak struggled. Let's keep it real. Dak was struggling before Amari Cooper came, and then Amari Cooper came, and you saw how the change. Now Amari Cooper's gone. Now you got CeeDee Lamb. Now people are saying, well, now you ain't got Cooper. They're going to watch because they're going to feel like, he did lose some weapons. So we're going to see. And I mean, OC is right. He's has that constant pressure on him, because that fan base, there's a lot of the fan base never wanted him as a quarterback anyway.
Check this out, Big. Let me do a little pushback on you. This came from Big Sarge, but this is a very good point. I want to kick this back to you and then Law. He said Dak has no pressure from the team. He's only under pressure from the fans. What's your thoughts?
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too.
I disagree because I feel like Stephen Jones is watching that contract, and I definitely feel Stephen Jones is looking at his contract, and you got Dak got a couple more years. They already did the restructure, right? See, they already did the setup. Setup is coming, man. Y'all, you ain't listening to Stephen Jones. We said when he had that interview, he said we look years upon years upon years on in the future contracts. We look years ahead. That's what Stephen Jones said out of his mouth. So I can guarantee you, Stephen Jones, and I told you, boss, and you said no. I said I didn't believe Stephen Jones all the way believed in Dak Prescott. That's why he was always crying about him. They already did the restructure on him. So if they did that restructure on him and he ain't won another few more years, you don't think it's not going to be a thing for them to let him go? Huh?
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback just off something there, just real quick before y'all jump, and then I'm done. Just real quick. Here's the thing too, and here's the other dynamic that we haven't discussed about this that I think is really important. That what's gonna make or break Dak Prescott is Kellen Moore.
Thank you.
What's gonna make or break Dak Prescott is Kellen Moore.
Hold on, real quick, OC. Just can you pause for 1 second? I got to do something real quick.
And I'll tell you why, and then I'll kick it to Law because I know Law got a lot to say about this. But if Kellen Moore is not smart about his play calling and smart about letting the continuity of that new receiver core, because pretty much you have a new receiver core. If he doesn't let the continuity of that receiver core form before fall down the field too much in the first part of the season, Dak is not going to look good because they're not going to be in sync. They're going to need time, and they're going to need to establish the run game, and they're going to need to let Dak play action and not just go open up spread and expect great performances the first 3 to 4 games of the year. So if Kellen Moore forces that issue, Dak is not going to look as good. But if he allows this thing to cook a little bit,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but listen, isn't that falling into what I'm saying too? Because listen to Stephen Jones. Did anybody jump on Kellen Moore this year, right? And who was the one? Remember what I said, boss?
Yes.
Who was the one that said, I love Kellen Moore.
Yep.
So we're bringing him back, right? So doesn't that more validate what I'm saying, that it's going to be Stephen Jones because he loves Kellen Moore? So if Kellen Moore is not putting Dak in the right position, who's going to catch the fall? Is it going to be Kellen or is it going to be Dak?
No.
From Stephen Jones.
That's good stuff, though, Cowboys. Big game, James, and the OC. But even with Kellen Moore mishaps, in 2020, the team was still ranked top 10 in offense, and that's with Garrett, Gilbert, Ben DiNucci, and of course Andy Dalton throwing the ball. So I'm quite sure that even going into this year without Cooper, that this team would still be a top 5 offense with Dak Prescott under center. Now, here's the thing. Where the onus fall on Dak Prescott if he don't get the pressure. The pressure is always there. The expectation is always high in Dallas land, and you can't come down from that expectation. Right. Keep in mind, Big Game James, as much as we are crying about Dak Prescott collectively not hitting the marker of getting into the playoff and winning multiple playoff games and beyond, it's been 13 years since the Green Bay Packers done won another Super Bowl or been in the Super Bowl, for crying out loud. And their expectations of them is, hey, man, we the Green Bay Packers. We got the greatest quarterback of all time. And as far as their organization, we are expecting Dak Prescott to do something that he couldn't even do with the 3rd-ranked defense and the 6th overall offense against the 49ers in the playoff at home. So here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, the money is already guaranteed. Do y'all understand that? The money is already guaranteed. So Dak Prescott, he shouldn't be worried about Stephen Jones or what have you. He got a no-trade clause, which his agency wrote up, which you can't move him, and he got a no-franchise tag clause. And I'm quite sure the next run around with quarterbacks in the year 2024, the NFL signed $111 billion. That's with a couple of B's in it.
Why you think they put that in that contract, that law?
That means the Dak Prescott agency, they won. They beat the Jones family in that particular language of the contract.
And they were smart in doing that. You know why? Because they ain't what I don't feel like Stephen Jones was really believing. So he had to basically pull him like that. And it was almost kind of like the situation like the way Ezekiel Elliott did it, where he had to put his foot all the way in the ground and not move for them to say, okay. He had to do it that way. He had to, because they weren't trying to mess with him like that.
Yeah, hey, I gotta jump in. I gotta jump in, dog.
The Jones family took 2 L's.
Is Dak Prescott our guy? Is Dak our guy? That's true. That's true.
Right. But they still took an L because that contract is guaranteed, and right now Dak Prescott is office furniture.
I'm glad they took the L. I'm glad they took the L.
Hey,
but what I'm saying is, he's still
Hey, listen, I'm going to say this. I changed my mind watching this debate. The pressure's on Dak. Yeah. I totally agree with the OC and Big. I just listening to him.
Hold on, boss. How's the pressure on him? I know you finna explain.
Yeah.
The expectations is on Dak. The pressure is not. The pressure was when he was playing with no money, and he got his compound ankle snapped all the way up. And then the Jones family still
pressure.
Pressure from the fans, but not pressure from himself.
No,
and you don't think he don't have pressure from the organization, Law?
Yeah. He got pressure from the organization.
Cut it out.
And this is
who gonna take his spot? He's still gonna get the money. Who's gonna take his spot?
It's not that. Let me explain why I think they right.
The expectation.
Yeah, and it's not just from the fans. It's also how the mainstream media mixed with the local media is going to always put unrealistic expectations on our quarterback, which also gives the Joneses cover. I think the OC and Big are right. And it's not fair, because what are they saying? Dak didn't play his best game in the playoffs. But Mahomes didn't either. Aaron didn't either. But what are they calling them? The GOAT. Right? And they both stank way worse than Dak in their playoff loss. But it's because of the expectation, and it's the cover, in my opinion, that the mainstream media going to do. They're going to embellish the frailties of Dak. Where he's human, they going to try to make it seem like other quarterbacks carry teams. You know what I mean? And they're gonna create these illusions that he's not as good, and the Joneses want all the leverage to be able to manipulate. Maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that, but there is pressure and more pressure on our quarterback.
Hey, boss Cowboy, you got to name the players.
Listen, Law. The more failure that happens for him, it's gonna be worse for him.
Yep.
Okay.
No doubt.
If they go to these playoffs again and lose, that's ammo they're gonna use. They're gonna use that ammo the same way they pumping up Dak in this media. Stephen Jones saying, "Oh, we think the world of Dak." Man, I don't listen. He's a liar, bro. He's a liar.
Let me say this. I got to clear this up. Everybody in the chat said, "Well, they all the quarterbacks that Boss Cowboy mentioned, they all have rings." But Boss, can you go down the list of guys that don't have rings, that don't have the same expectation, no pressure? Can you start talking about the Carr and all of those other guys? Can you just list them?
Herbert, you know what I'm saying? Because the same people that's saying that they all anointed Herbert way too early.
Justin Herbert's a really good quarterback, Boss.
He is, but goddamn, they get. Excuse me, God, I didn't mean to curse, but look how they treated Dak versus Herbert. When Herbert broke off,
let me get a real comment. Let me get a real comment.
Hold on, let me finish. OC, just okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish, bro.
Just real quick. I'm gonna be quick with this because they anointed Herbert after 1 year. Dak got the same awards and broke more rookie records and more all-time records. And they said for 3 years, we got to wait and see. We got to give Dak. We got to make sure that rookie year wasn't a fluke. Nah, they didn't do that to Herbert. They went ahead and anointed him. Yeah. And then when Herbert's team fell off a cliff, the second half of the team, everybody is still keeping Herbert up there as if he is God. But with Dak, they say the opposite. Why didn't Dak carry them? Why Dak can't carry a team? He's supposed to be able to put the whole team, coaches, defense on his back when nobody does.
Listen, I mean, this is just how I feel about it. I agree with you saying about that, Boss, with Herbert. Like, I agree with that argument you're saying, right?
Yeah. But
I just think Herbert's a naturally better quarterback than Dak.
Yeah.
Naturally.
And
I think that's why, listen, I feel like that's why he gets more of a pass, because they feel like, you know what it is, Boss. You played the sport and you played the game. And you probably play with some players who like, he's pretty good, right? But you probably need stuff around him, right? Right? And you also seen, Boss, or probably coached, where you seen some quarterbacks or players are like, man, he nice. You're going to always give him kind of the benefit of the doubt because of that ability. Is that not right?
Yeah, I mean, Herbert has retarded ability. Like, I can't fight that, right?
Right.
I mean, the dude is nice. Like, and listen, and everybody know I was high on Herbert before everybody. You know what I mean? I had him as my top 2. I had him as my number 1 in the Boss Cowboy God all the way up into the national championship. That's when I switched to Burrow, because then I saw Burrow playing under pressure. But still, though, performance is performance. I don't care about arm talent and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Peyton Manning had more arm talent easily than Brady. But who was winning and who was performing? Brady. So we got to judge performance at some time instead of all this upside bull crap that we do for certain people. You know what I mean?
But it's like, Peyton Manning, don't do that, Boss, because Peyton Manning was not one of those natural great throwing quarterbacks. They said he had to be intellectually, because he wasn't physically gifted like some of those other guys. So he had to intellectually. That's why he was so good, because his intellectual part of the game, he had to go above and beyond. We've seen players like that. We've seen players who go above and beyond that type of realm to be good, because they know if they don't, they're going to be regular. And this is what I say about Dak. Just my opinion. And don't take my love from Dak. People want to start getting mad at me because, oh, you hate Dak. No, I don't. But this is what I feel. When Dak got hurt with that injury, right, with the calf, You know when Dak was doing his twist thing, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. When he was doing his twist thing, right? He couldn't do it because he was hurt, right? Dak Prescott is the type of quarterback, in my opinion, he always has to stay honing his craft. He always going to have to stay on. He's always going to stay practicing. He's always got to stay to get better because he doesn't have that natural talent. So he has to do that. You see other quarterbacks, they don't have to do it because they're more naturally gifted. I feel like Dak does. He's 28 years old now, and I'm not hating on him. But when I see some of the stuff that was written about him when he came out of college and even in the beginning, he's still doing those things after all these years. And they're things he should be moved past from, in my opinion, as far as throwing the ball. I'm like, okay, this is what he is. So we just need to make sure you get other players around him to continue to make the team great. Because I feel like if it got tough sometimes, he may not be able to win that game. That's not saying that you hate the player. It's just saying this is what he is.
Well,
now I'm gonna disagree a little bit, big, because we've seen Dak Prescott win a lot of games.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Go ahead.
No,
I'm not saying he can't win games, OC.
No, you finna fight him. Don't try to get out this fight now.
I ain't trying to punch you, big. I ain't trying to punch you, big. Don't let you up. But what I am saying is that he did lead the league in comebacks. He was like top 3 in fourth quarter comebacks, right?
Yep.
His first 4 years in the league. So
Actually,
I
top
think
2.
that a lot of times, top 3 or top 2. Yeah, so
top 2.
Don't give Dak enough credit. Top 2, okay, excuse me. We don't give Dak enough credit sometimes for the good things he has done. Yes, he's not that sexy Lambo. You know what I mean? He ain't that sexy Lambo.
Yes, he is.
But he's a real good Porsche. You know what I'm saying? No. He's not in terms of physical giftedness. In terms of physical giftedness. I'm talking about what Big is talking about. Because Big is really talking about just raw physical giftedness, right? And you can win in the NFL a lot of ways without a raw physical giftedness. And so I get your point about if you're comparing him to like a Herbert or you're comparing him to like an Aaron Rodgers, right? I get it. But I will say that when given the opportunity, a lot of these games, man, Dak Prescott has come back and won, just in fairness to him.
Okay, well, can you agree with me with this, that he does have to stay honing on his craft like when he's doing the exercise in the game? Can you agree with that?
Yeah, Drew Brees needed to as well. Drew Brees used to do the same thing. That's where he get it from.
Brees didn't have the strongest arm neither.
Yeah, but sometimes that's what you got to do. Some cats need Viagra, some cats don't.
You
heard me loud.
You're not going to come.
I feel what you said though, Big Game James. But like you said with your home point, we don't know what look. If we go back into the past, we don't know what Peyton Manning would have looked like without Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, without Edge, and of course without Joseph Addai.
I said that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Was a choker.
That's what I'm saying. But what he's revealed as now,
but
he didn't win his first Super Bowl until his 8th to 9th year.
He won, right? Because you see, he couldn't really carry a team. That's why I said a lot of times Peyton Manning was overrated to me in eyes, and people would get mad at me because he was always choking. For real. Yeah. And he didn't win until he got over to Denver and got a defense because he was hella choking. And even when he won that Super Bowl, he got benched for Brock Osweiler.
Well, he did win one with the coach, but they had to put the defense around him with Bob Sanders and all of those other boys. Saying? Yeah, I feel exactly what you're saying. So your argument
really had to put it on Peyton, he'd be choking.
That's what I'm saying. Now, here's what I'm saying with Dak Prescott. If they give that longitude and latitude for Peyton Manning, why not give it for Dak Prescott?
Right.
Let's continue to have those weapons.
That organization believed in him like that organization believed in Peyton Manning. He was a number 1 or number 2 overall pick. That was picked in the 4th, and they're going to continue to use that against him.
True that.
But hypocrisy is not right.
I know.
Okay,
but here's my angle though. Here's my angle. Everybody said that Dak Prescott wasn't Dak Prescott until they got Amari Cooper. We don't know what the hell Justin Herbert would look like without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. We don't know what old boy Joe Burrows would look like without T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So it goes both ways. And of course, Joe Mixon for that particular team had a collective of 16 touchdowns for the Cincinnati. Yes, they had a horrid offensive line, but people dismiss what was also presented out there for those other teams. And now when we finally got an Amari Cooper, yes, he was here for 3 years or what have you, and it was a struggle after this first year because they was ready to move on from him from there. And I don't want to hear the angle of, hey, Dak Prescott had Dez Bryant, but that was on his Dez Bryant way out. We had an old man, Jason Witten, on his way out. So we pretend to look at this team and think just like even when you go back and talk about the Chiefs. I get it. Pat Mahomes is a brilliant thrower of the ball. But damn it, it's really good when you have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Oh, and excuse me, you have Andy Reid. I wonder what Pat Mahomes would have looked like with Jason Garrett and the cast of characters that we had over here.
You're right. He wouldn't be the player. But you still would see that talent. But you would see him struggle because of the coaching. But you would still see that talent. Can you not agree with that?
I do agree with that. Pat Mahomes can throw that ball really good.
Right,
he throw the skin off of it.
We could see different coaching can mess up a career and things of that nature. But just like when you said Justin Herbert, you'd like to see him if he didn't. I understand that. But you know his talent. His talent was still, you know what I mean? His talent was, you would still give it a chance because that talent that he has can really kind of make another player better. Now, I'm not saying Dak doesn't make players better as far as his leadership and things of that nature. I think that's his top quality more than his athletic quarterbacking. That leadership, along with his quarterbacking, is what makes him really good. But I still feel like you got to have things around him. And I just feel like from what we've seen in 2019, when I seen him throw to almost 5,000 yards, I feel like he has peaked. So you now need to continue to get things around him to make this team get to that next level. That's just what I'm saying.
All right, check this.
I just feel like he's not carrying the team by himself. I just don't feel like he's doing that.
And no quarterback can. See, check this out. This is the standard that's not fair to Dak. Before 2021, this was Dak's performances in the fourth quarter and overtime. Bro, how much better can you be than this? You can't, bro. And we still saying he need to carry teams and close our games better. You can't close better than this, bro. And then we was debating Matthew Stafford, right? What was Matthew Stafford before, like Law said last week, before he had that #1 defense? His winning percentage was dookie dog boo boo bad.
Anybody played in Detroit would suck.
But I'm just saying, now they saying he more talented, he better than
we
Dak.
ain't listen to that though, boss. You feel me?
No,
But
I'm
you
just
can't
saying
tell me
though, like
arm
every
talent,
quarterback.
quarterback wise, I don't think mentally, I don't think the mental game, I think that team helped him because he got those players. You're right. He got that defense. You're right. But he had that physical talent already. That's what I'm talking about, the difference with him.
Yeah,
I still
but
feel like he's a physically gifted, better
but
quarterback
Matthew
than Dak.
Stafford,
I will say that.
But Matthew Stafford then is no different than Dak. If Dak need everything to be perfect, then so did Matthew Stafford.
All I said was when we talked about that comparison, I said physically gifted quarterback. I didn't say he was a better quarterback. I said physically gifted throwing the ball. Yes, he is better than Dak.
Okay. Well, all I know is the narrative that Dak need to carry the teams up into 2021, it never should have been said because nobody could close out better. Nobody in the league was better at closing. Nobody. He was the best in the fourth quarter and overtime. So in 2021, we all of a sudden just like he can't get no better. Yeah, he likely can because he was close to perfect in closing out. So I don't think we need to be looking at Dak, honestly, man. I think we need to be looking around Dak, in my opinion. I don't think Dak is the problem, just to be all the way honest. I think it's a whole lot more problems other than Dak. I think the number one problem, to be all the way honest, is Kellen freaking Moore. Because, I'm going to tell you why, and I'm done. And we can go right into the final word.
In my opinion,
check this out. Check this out.
Need to continue to build around him.
Check this out. Now, hold on, Big. Let me make this one case, and I promise you I'm done.
Me and OC was talking about.
Big, let me make this one point, because I promise you I'm almost finished. I promise you I'm almost finished.
Good. Go ahead.
So, man, I forgot. Go ahead. You made me forget, dog. You made me forget, dog. Damn you.
I ain't saying nothing.
You made me forget, dog.
Let me get this point out. Let me get this point out. Oh, I forgot.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
I done did that too.
Yeah, man. But it was at the tip of my tongue. It was good, too.
Right.
It was good,
as soon as
man.
we're done, you're going to remember it. So
yeah, I know.
Mr. Nasty
You're going to be like,
God, go.
Oh, man, come on, man. Get that point, man. Come on, find it. Research it, man. It's up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Come on, man.
Hey, can I give a shout out real quick?
Go, yeah.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah.
Let me give a shout out to Aaliyah Weston. That's my girl's youngest one. I'm going to give her a big shout out. This is her first year playing any kind of sport. She's playing softball this year. This is her first year. And I watched the game, and they got smashed the first game. And I went to this game right after work, did 10 hours watching it. They were, it was 3-2, and I left. I was like, man, I got to get back. I got to do my show. I got to take a shower, whatever. My girl hit me up, told me they tied it up, and then she hit the last hit, knocked them in. She did the RBI, got them in. They won 5-4. They won the first game of the year, and it was because of her. So shout out to Aaliyah Weston. Great job.
Congratulations.
My little girl. Appreciate you. You killed it out there. Never ever playing the sport and hitting them like never played in her life. So and we both said that softball was going to be her sport. So I just want to give her a big shout out for her great job today. And she's only 8 years old, by the way.
Oh, wow. I remember my point now.
See? I helped you.
Law. You did. Yeah. I mean, you did, Big. I got it. I remember. This was the key point, and I'm done. We can go right into the final words.
All right.
Kellen Moore was specifically called out by 5 Hall of Famers. He was called out specifically by name by the playmaker, Aikman, Jimmy Johnson, Emmitt Smith, and if you want to go outside of the Cowboy Hall of Fame guys, Kurt Warner did a video, and the front office said nothing. And to your point, what you said, Big, I like Kellen, so we are bringing him back. I think it's super unfair to Dak. I think this system is pathetic that we didn't target and will not target playmakers. I feel sorry for CeeDee Lamb in this system. I think he's going to have 1 year of a lot of targets. I think it's going to be 2022, and they going to do the same thing to him that they did to Cooper.
That was coming.
So that's why I'm saying Dak is good. If you put Dak in Kansas City, or if you put Dak with the Chargers, if you put Dak with real OCs, bro, Dak go ball.
So this goes back to show that this organization is dysfunctional, dog.
Yep.
And that's why I don't get excited about this season or whatever, dog, because that's dysfunction. Because you're just saying that Dak can leave, and I think he could go win. I still feel like he's been peaked, but I feel like if he went to another OC or another organization that really fully backed him and the fans backed him, I bet he would win a couple of championships because it would be different. See, this organization is dysfunctional, and that's just the truth of it. That's what it is, and that's why this organization, and that's why we don't win. And it's frustrating. And I get tired of it, dog. That's why I'm not jumping up saying, oh, 2020 is going to be a good year. No, I'm not. I'm going to say the exact opposite. I don't care what people say about it. I don't care how they feel about it, because I'm allowed to say it. Because guess what? It's just like if I was married to somebody who was not doing whatever as the good woman, or I wasn't a good husband for 25 years. Then all of a sudden, 1 year I started being this good, great husband, or my woman started to be a great wife to me. I'm going to be doubting the whole daggone time. Anytime she do anything wrong a little bit, I'm be like, oh, you doing that again? And she going to be like, you can't believe in me? I'm be like, why should I? For 25 years, you was doing this, huh? So any little tiny thing she going to do, I'm going to always doubt, because they put it there. And they doing the dysfunction. I didn't want to believe this dysfunction, but they're doing it. So I'm not excited. And we've seen all this drama, and all of a sudden we're supposed to rise above this adversity and do all this. And we're talking about Kellen Moore is not in the system for this. Is not the best system for Dak, the way to do it, Kellen Moore. So what makes me think this is going to be all of a sudden some great year when they had the opportunity and they failed again? So I'm going to believe that this is going to be some great season from the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. I'm going to be that guy. I'm sorry. I love my team, but I'm not believing this crap. That's my final word. Early. Sorry.
That boy said early final word.
I'll jump in and give mine real quick. So look, man, here's my final word. Do not put Sammy and H back, okay? Just, I don't think it's a good idea.
Man,
okay?
man, you just
my final word. You can't do that. It's my final word. That's unfair. You being prideful, boss.
All right, we're gonna rewind. We're gonna rewind.
All right, rewind. Before I rewind, and I'm not gonna do it. I promise. I ain't gonna cut you off.
Okay,
now go ahead.
Okay, and so I'm gonna say the same thing again. Do not put Simi Fioka at H-back. Leave that poor wide receiver. I think that you got other players that you could experiment with that on. I think that's why you drafted Ferguson. He could be an H. He can catch adequately if you use him in a passing game. I also think that if you're looking at this thing in terms of Dak Prescott, I think that the best thing that can happen to Dak Prescott is for our draft picks, Tyler in particular, to come out and to play very, very well, which can put the onus on Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard for us to line up with a lot of confidence and run the ball as we get our receivers used to playing together and get them acclimated. I think that's the best possible thing that can happen to Dak Prescott, at least the first 4 years. If we can do that, Dak will be in good shape. I don't like the ideal of run and gun. I hope they don't do that and put that narrative on Dak Prescott if we haven't had the gelling of a young wide receiver coming out these first few games. That's my final word.
Low key, the internet hated on your final word.
I know, I saw it. I saw it, man. I saw it. Oh, well.
The internet said, okay, I'm going to get the final word. That was a good one.
Yeah. So here we go.
It's your turn, man.
I got you. No, I got you, bro. So I got 2 final words.
Oh, here we go.
Number 1. OC, do you remember when I warned and I said that this organization, I feared that we was going to get rid of Cooper?
Yes.
And you remember you said that you felt like it was a different regime during that time and that they wasn't playing the politics like they was in the past. Remember that?
Yes.
I got a similar feeling with Kellen Moore. But this time, I think it's going to be for the running backs. I think Steven and Jerry has proven, and Mike McCarthy talked about, that they love to meddle and they think about big picture stuff, right? So they brought up day 3 of the draft running backs, and they talked about Zeke's money. So I'm already gearing up, and I'm scared as hell that we literally got Tyler Smith, who is a natural fit at run blocking, and I don't think we go run the ball. I don't, bro. I think we go air it out, And I think it's going to be to devalue Pollard and to not pay Zeke, bruh. I think we go see Cooper again, but in running back. Just like Cooper was under targeted, I think you finna see a whole major reduction, even more in the usage of Pollard and in the usage of Zeke. And I think we go win, but it's gonna be some hard wins, and we gonna be closer to 8-8 if we do that. That's what I really, honest to gut, feel, because we are not addressing the cultural problems that stems from the front office. We drunk on the draft, which I'm cool with, but I'm telling you, if we don't run the ball behind Tyler Smith with his massive run grade, I'm gonna lose my mind. You go see me going crazy by week 3. I promise you that. I promise. I'm gonna be losing my mind. If we got that dude being a dancing bear, I'm gonna go crazy. My other final word.
We did have the meetings and things like that. I think with all the things changing and everything, obviously I'll have a bigger role, I'd say, in the offense and special teams. I mean, talking with head coach McCarthy, he was talking and saying, you know, potentially this year, you know, you gain a little bit more weight and you be used more as like a hybrid tight end receiver type body, which I have no problem doing, obviously.
All right. First of all, great music, Law. Law had the best music when he be having his breakdowns. The best music, but
wow, 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 wow.
Oh man, come on, stop, bro. Hey, we kept the promise. We said we was gonna fight today. We were fighting, boy. Everybody was fighting. It was mad. God dog, can we all be friends at the end? But I would just say I'm open to it. I'm open. I know it's a long shot for him to make that transition. I don't think it'll be a good transition even next year, but I'm open for it. And I think you, Big, and OC should as well. That's my final word.
Wow, right in the jaw.
I won't.
Jerry, no, I was going to say that one all the way.
Hey, hold on, Law. Before I finish, I had to hit them real quick, bro.
Whoa.
I play so dirty.
Oh my gosh, man. All right, so give me my Kool-Aid emojis. You know I gotta have that Kool-Aid.
I got you, big dog.
Open wide, cause I'm thirsty. How does that song go? Where my Kool-Aid at, man?
Man, I got you, big dog.
Situation. I know Big AJ don't like that Kool-Aid.
Man, give some Kool-Aid, bro.
See,
some Kool-Aid.
Hold on. Go back to Big Game James right quick. Let me see something. Let me see Big Game James' face right quick. You know what? 2 episodes in a row, Big Game James. The reason why he been acting that way because he don't have the hat on. That's what it is, boss.
Oh,
it's the hat. He take the hat off. He's just gonna be.
No. No, we need to give that white gorilla, dog.
Oh my gosh.
CFT in the building. What's up, boy?
Hey!
What's up?
Stop! Thief! Come back, thief! Thief!
CFT in the building. What's up, my dog? My boy Rome in the building. What's up?
Shout out to Rome. But, man, let me give you guys this right here. And it may sound like Kool-Aid, but last year was Kellen Moore's 3rd year ever calling plays. And just like Big Game James said that he believed that Dak Prescott didn't hit his ceiling and he's going to stay put. I don't think that that's the case in the scenario for Kellen Moore, believe it or not. He's going into his 4th year, and I hope that he can understand the principles of diagramming and putting up places on the field of, hey, this is what you do when they are in pass pro sets, that you run the ball. And quite frank.
Oh, my God. I accidentally got rid of Law, y'all. I hit the wrong button. I literally got Law out of here, man. My bad. So that was the final word.
That was the final word.
That was the final word, Law. My bad, bro. God,
sorry, Law.
Dog. Man, I apologize about that, Law. That was an accident. That literally was a fumble. So anyway, dang. I know he was finna go hard too. Yeah, but Big, your mic is muted, man. All right, it's all good. So anyway, that was the final word, man. Your boy, Boss, dropped the ball right there at the end. We gonna hear Law next week with his final word, because I know he was finna bring that thunder. He was setting it up, y'all. He was setting it up. But y'all make sure y'all come back. Y'all support Big Game James, his channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Support Laudation Sports. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Share, like, and subscribe. Boss Cowboy Sports. Y'all follow us also on Twitter, man. We all bringing that thunder, and this is real. And I love the energy. Big, he gonna tell it how it, and I love it. You also got, you know, Law, who will be the optimist. You got me, who's the attorney, and you got OC, he the businessman. So all together, man, this is the final word, man, and we gonna continue to bring y'all that sauce each and every week. Be on the lookout, man. We had some guests scheduled that obviously didn't come through, but we got some more that's coming. We got to bring Rome back, obviously, after the draft and all that. So y'all stay with us. Peace out.